Welcome everybody to 90 Day Fiance Fridays. We're here with George and Gina and the rest of our crew. It feels like it's been a while, but what's cracking?
Well, not much, but I did want to say I was on TikTok the other day and I had the unfortunate situation of seeing Amani and Matt on live on TikTok. So, me being the person that I am, I went in the comment section and I said, "Hey, are you guys angry that your clout chasing plan didn't work?"
Mhm.
They didn't reply. They immediately blocked me from TikTok. So I think that there are a little butthurt that their clout chasing plan did not work.
Oh, that's hilarious. I needed that. I needed a good laugh today.
Yeah, it was so funny though. Like I didn't even like interact. I just went in the room and they were talking about some nonsense.
Mhm.
And I was just like, "Hey, are you angry that your clout chasing plan didn't work?" And it really triggered them. And they immediately instantly blocked me. And oh,
Like,
other news, also weird. Jasmine unblocked me on TikTok, and I don't know why, but
Oh,
because she showed up on my people you may know, but I was blocked. So I can't imagine why she would unblock me, but that's also in news as well. So
but I bet you're still blocked on Instagram.
yeah, I'm still blocked on Instagram. She has me blocked. But yeah, I was scrolling through people you may know, when you're like looking at stuff and Jasmine popped up and I was like, that's weird. I shouldn't be able to see her page because she had me blocked. So she unblocked me on TikTok. So I'm assuming I mean, I don't know what to assume. I don't know why she would do that, but she did.
hmm okay, let's get to our topics. The first one is like a minor thing. I don't even we could literally spend like 5 seconds on it and it would make me happy. And anything beyond that would make me less happy. So anyway, Ericy, which is like I don't even like saying her name because I have this thing with her, but Larissa, whatever, like her ex, Ericy, he was photographed hanging out with Janelle Evans at the Spearmint Rhino Club in New York City, the strip club, for her divorce party. So did you see the photos of Ericy?
Yeah, I saw
yeah.
that. It's really interesting that the Teen Mom franchise has been mixing with 90 Day lately because I also remember when Farrah Abraham was speaking about Sarper. It's really weird because I never see those franchises like those people really interacting. So now that I'm seeing like a weird link between these franchises, it's kind of weird. I don't know what to think about.
Mhm. Speaking of that supper thing, that was kind of over my head because yeah, like wasn't she like insulting Supper and calling him like an Italian something, even though he's not Italian?
Yeah. Gina, what did she say specifically? She called
Oh,
him a Italian scammer or something along the lines of that.
yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah, which is weird because he's obviously from Turkey.
Mhm.
And I don't think Sarper is a scammer. Like to be 100% honest with you, I don't think that he's like intelligent enough to be a scammer. So I didn't follow along, and a lot of people are saying I don't think she knows who that is. I think she thinks that Sarper is someone else. That's what people
Mhm.
kept saying. They were like, she commented on it, but she thinks Sarper is someone else. She doesn't even know who Sarper is. I don't know. Maybe she does. I don't know.
Mhm.
Weird because I didn't think that she knew that they existed and vice versa. So I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of feel that makes more sense to me because I feel like she's probably just trolling and she even know who the fuck she's talking about. She doesn't really care to give a fuck because it doesn't really make sense.
Well, I'm leaning toward she doesn't, or she thought he was somebody else and she was
Mhm.
insulting someone else, but it wasn't the person she thought it was. I think that that's probably the best explanation. Like
Yeah,
she thought Sharper was somebody from Vanderpump Rules or The Valley, like some other show, and she
Mhm.
commented on it and didn't realize that it wasn't the guy she thought she was talking about.
Like speaking of Sarper, I know this is like super minutia and anyway, but I just there was a Sarper on Twitter and then I kind of asked around and apparently the Sarper on Twitter is a fake Sarper.
Yeah, I saw you posted that. And did you see what I was? Who would post a fake Sarper account? Like, who decided to impersonate Sarper? Like, of all people,
Hmm.
What would be the purpose of that? And then when I read what it said, it wasn't anything bad. Like it was saying, talking about his comedy show.
No, but there was in the bios, it was like DM me or something. But that's what those a lot of like, because there used to be like, well, there probably still is out there. There was a fake Michael on Twitter, and he would DM fans and like, uh, Gina, mute yourself. Um, anyway, like there was a Michael that was like on Twitter, and he would like DM fans, and people would think that it was really him, and he would like, I don't know if he had an end game goal to scam, but I think that's what they do is like they get fans to DM him, they get all excited because they're talking to him, and then I don't know if they try to scam him, but I think that's the end goal.
Ah, okay. I mean, because I was like, I don't think Sarper's like big enough to have an impersonator.
Hmm.
To each their own. But when I was looking at it, though, it seemed like a positive tweet that it put out. I was like, I feel like this could have been him, but like
Hmm.
tricking me and scamming me is two different things. Like I could have believed that that was his account, but I'm not gonna send it any money. Like that. Those are two different things. I'm not easily scammable. So, but I guess a lot of the 90 Day fans are. They fall for a lot of stupid stuff. So
And then this is like random. I think only what was I gonna say? Um, Only people that are into entertainment, the entertainment industry like us would give a rat's ass. But I thought it was interesting that, and I won't like give details, not that it's a big deal, but I found out that like Sarper, first of all, I found out Sarper has a publicist, and then second of all, I found out his publicist is based in Maryland, which I found kind of odd.
why would he have a publicist?
Well, like, what's more odd that he has a publicist, or the fact that he has a publicist in Maryland versus like Los Angeles where he is?
I mean, if he's in Los Angeles, it would make sense for his publicist to be local. But I know that you can manage or be a publicist from other places. Like it is like a job you can do remotely.
Hmm.
I think what's more weird is he has a publicist. What does he need a publicist for? Like,
I
Wouldn't
think,
a publicist be more expensive in LA than it would be in Maryland?
yeah. Well, I think the publicist is kind of the one ramping up attention for his like what is it called? Not boot camp, but those like boot exercise,
Comedy
boot
boot
comedy
camp?
exercise things.
well, I heard that people were actually going to that.
Well, I heard
Um,
Tiffany is going.
yeah, I was about to say Tiffany bought tickets to go
Mm-hmm.
to the boot camp. So we got to watch her stories and posts to
Mm-hmm.
see the inside scoop because she's going to be inside of this little boot camp. And if any people that listen, if you're there, we want to hear what is this nonsense foolishness that people are paying for because
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't
But
give
by the way, like a pineapple girl in the comments said the name of the what it's really called, but it's funnier if we don't remember the name of his boot camp thing. So let's purposely like not
oh
give it the
we are
let's purposely like not name it what it's really called.
we are absolutely not telling you on this podcast the name of it. If you want to go, you got to find it on your own. We
Yeah.
are not in any way endorsing whatever this man is doing.
Hmm.
Like, no, if you want to find it and spend your money on it, that's for you to do, but we're not gonna help you find
Hmm.
his little thing that he's doing and let you waste your money on it. No, we don't support whatever he's doing, just like he doesn't support us. So yeah.
True. And then so that's a good segue. Speaking of Tiffany, did you see it's not related to supper, but Tiffany, I should have probably posted it, but she did some pretty funny, like filtered videos where she was doing an impersonation of Rob the Knob. Did you see those?
No.
No.
Damn, I should have like say I hope I should have
Is
like
it still up? Because I can go look now.
I don't know. Another account might have posted them, but she was doing like a super AI, not AI, but like like a Snapchat filter. It didn't even look like Rob the Knob, but the impersonation was pretty funny. Let me see if I
I
can like.
see it. I see it.
I see that.
Okay, but you need to listen to the audio. But it was pretty
All right, hold
funny.
on. Let me go on mute so I can listen to it real quick. Hold on.
Okay, you listen, and then I guess I'll talk to Gina or something. But yeah, she was doing, even though it looked nothing like Rob, she was doing an impersonation of Rob being like a smooth, Rico Suave type talking guy on the hunt for love. But So I
Yeah,
guess
I was posted like an hour ago, so I can watch it after.
okay. So yeah, I should have probably like reposted it because usually I repost things that I want to talk about on the podcast. So I kind of I wasn't I slipped up on that, but I guess George is listening.
Yeah,
So if anyone else
it's
in the
fine.
let's see if
I
anyone
I heard it. It doesn't sound anything like him, but it's funny. I mean,
yeah.
like how close they're getting. I would rather them not get so close, but
Mhm.
none of my business. Because
It bothers you.
I know that you don't watch Between the Sheets, but they're like really like friendly on Between the Sheets, so it's kind of annoying.
Bosom buddies.
Yeah, they definitely get along really well. And
Mhm.
also, I don't know if this is relevant or not, but Sophie, who used to be with Rob, posted her disgust for
Mhm.
Rob's hooking up with Jennifer. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw
Oh, I
that.
saw that.
Was that on the topics list? I don't remember seeing.
It wasn't, but we can talk about it.
Here we
Well,
are.
they're divorced, right? They're not together. They haven't been together in over a year and a half. Is it relevant for her to be angry that he had sex with someone when they're not together? Like,
Well, look, I have some thoughts because like when that story broke, it was actually my well, we all know it was my story that I broke the story that he fucked Jen when it happened, in September, October last year. And then I posted about it. And then Sophie, who like she has some issues with me, she don't like me. But even that tea was so hot that it got all the my followers, it got back to Sophie. So then she found out about it through that them hooking up through me. And then she even like was all thankful. She's like, "Oh, thank you for posting that because now I know." So she apparently saw my tea, saw that I said Rob and Jen fucked, and then the most recent story that she just posted was basically a week after Rob, I guess, got back from filming Hunt for Love. Then he banged Sophie, but and then also she took his word when he told her apparently that he didn't hook up with Jen, but apparently I was posting that he fucked Jen, so I don't know if she like saw my tea and ignored it and believed Rob over me, or maybe that my tea happened after she banged Rob. I don't know, but either way, she shouldn't be surprised.
but yeah, I mean, after they broke up, she basically said that he played for the other team, right? And that he was
Mhm.
selling himself online to men. So like why is she angry that he hooked up with Jennifer? Like if you don't want someone, do you really care what they're doing or who they're doing? Like I always feel like, and I don't want to come across as insensitive, but I always feel like Sophie is always trying to make herself look like the victim,
Mhm.
where she's like, "Oh, I was such a nice person, and he's such a liar and a cheater and a manipulator and a gaslighter. And he's such a horrible human being." And it's like that's always her stance. She's always an innocent bystander in someone else's horrible behavior. And
Mhm.
like I always have said, you can't be the victim in every story. You can be the victim in some stories. It happens. This is a shitty
Mhm.
world we live in.
I mean, yeah, it's like a microcosm of that too. Is like with the whole again in terms of that whole situation again with the I don't know what happened with when she got attacked or something and somebody busted her lip. Again, did she really? She never really went into the weeds of the details of what really happened because I'm not trying to like victim blame, but we don't really know the story of what really happened, do
Well, yeah, she didn't say. She kind of led with like, "Oh, the police are involved, so I can't really divulge what's going on." But we don't know if she just went out somewhere and a random stranger attacked her, or she knew the person.
we? Hmm.
Saying that that's okay either. But like, if you've had, because how many times have we seen something play out where there was online drama and it spilled into real life? Oh my gosh, actually in Vegas a couple weeks,
Yeah.
like those people were arguing with
Oh.
each other online, and then when they finally caught each other in real life, unfortunately two people lost their lives. And I was, because it's like, was Sophie talking crap to somebody, and then when they saw her in person, things got out of control, or was she just at a place in public minding her own business and some random person hit her? Like, we have no
Mhm.
idea what it was. And I'm not saying it's no one deserves to be hit, no one deserves to be hurt, but it's we would like to know what prompted this, right? Because we don't typically see people from the show when they go out in public being physically attacked, right?
Mhm.
It's not something that we hear about regularly. It's not like
But again, if there's criminal charges being done up on that defense, she probably can't say anything at this time because it could be held against her. That's why she's probably not coming out and saying anything. But who knows? We don't live in Sophie's world.
Well,
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, I'm wondering whoever. I'm curious what the story is from the person that attacked her. That's all I'm curious about.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
there's two sides to every story. If Sophie's gonna tell you a story, Sophie did absolutely nothing, and somebody else was bad. That's how she's been telling us stories for the last 3 years, right? Like
Mhm.
Rob is a horrible person, Sophie's an angel who's never made a mistake. Like that's the only way she knows how to tell a story. So every now and then it is nice to get to hear the other side of it, right? Like
Yeah.
there's three sides to every story. One side, that side, and then the truth. So it's nice to get the other two sides every now and then. Because the way Sophie tells a story, you would think that she's Princess Diana, right? Like she's never done anything horrible in her life. She's a great human being. She's always the victim of somebody else's horrible behavior. So it would be nice to hear another side of things.
Yeah, though, if you would like, I can read you what she wrote as far as her latest update on her lip.
Oh yeah, what's going on with the lip situation? What's she saying now?
So now this is like shouting out to the fans. It says like, I'm so grateful for how much support I've gotten. It means a lot. Thank you. There's always going to be haters, but at the end of the day, I only focus on the positive, and the support and love I receive will always outweigh the negative. I will never stop being a good person, regardless of what I go through, the actions of evil and the opinions of people who don't know me, and I will continue to heal and grow into the best version of myself. And for those trying to cause me harm, I hope you heal too and can find happiness in your life instead of trying to take it from others. That's what she wrote.
Oh, so yeah, she's still saying that she's the innocent victim of some bad person. So yeah, eventually we'll hear about it because if it does go to court, maybe somebody will pull the records. It is public, so if it does go to court, maybe eventually we'll figure out who wants to intentionally hurt her. Is what she's saying. So, and if it's somebody she knows, or if it's somebody from the show, like that would be interesting. If it's a cast member, like that would be
Mhm.
really crazy. But again, we have no idea.
True. And then I guess let me just backtrack a little. As far as the thing about Rob, what she wrote was this is in reference to Rob banging Jen. Sophie wrote, "Ew, he slept with me the same week after he got back from the resort last year and lied to me about being intimate with her, aka Jen. And he promised me he didn't hook up with anyone. I said if he did, I wouldn't be intimate with him. So he lied just so he could sleep with me. Absolutely disgusting. He is never going to change."
Oh, I mean, you had already put out there what happened though. Like, so if she
Yeah.
didn't choose to believe the truth, that's one thing because you.
Yeah, no, again. I don't want to have main character syndrome, but I feel like that's what happened. Is I put out the truth, she read it, but and then when Rob came back, she kind of ignored the truth, believed Rob, and then Rob banged her, and now she's upset.
Yeah, I think that's.
Well, what did she expect was going to happen? The show is called Hunt for Love. What did she anticipate was going to happen? You
I
guys are not
think
together. He's going to bang somebody, obviously.
that this solidifies the fact that Rob and Sophie are both opportunists.
Hmm.
Because why, if he's on a show single looking for love, why are y'all still even together? Because you're selling the idea that you're not together with each other. You're both single and you're both because she's filming the single life. So like you're giving the what's the word I'm looking for? The perception that you both
Hmm.
are done with each other completely and you're ready to move on to new relationships and start new things. But at the same time, when each of you is done filming your show being single, you go back home and sleep with each other. So you're not even actually single, right? Because you go back home to a relationship that you claim doesn't exist. And I think that her saying this only solidifies how fake she really is. She's fake. She's a good actress. Well, I don't want to say she's a good actress, but she's good at painting a picture of what she wants people to believe. Because at the end
Hmm.
of the day, if you're filming a single life and he's filming Hunt for Love, why are y'all having sex with each other?
Like when we opened up the show, and then you were talking about Amani and Matt. What did you call them again?
Wait, what did I call them?
When you went to the TikTok and you talked shit to Amani, and then
Oh,
what?
I just asked in their TikTok chat. I was like, "Are you upset?"
Opportunist.
Yeah, I was like, "Are you upset that your clout chasing plan didn't pan out?" Like, because
Well, okay. So the reason I asked that, I think it's fair to also call Sophie and Rob clout chasing opportunists.
Well, yeah, look, if you want to be real technical, Rob and Sophie haven't been together because when she got here and they got married, she immediately moved out like 2 months or 1 month after they got married, and they kind of haven't really been together since. That was almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
They've been keeping up this fake relationship, this fake idea that they're together, this fake idea that they're going to work it out as long as they possibly could. Their relationship lasted less time than filming took place, right? Like
Mhm.
their relationship only lasted in person a couple of months, but we've been watching them for almost 3 years, and they just keep this ruse of, oh yeah, in the back of my mind, I might let Rob back with me, or I might forgive him.
Mhm.
Sophie has never wanted to forgive him. She's never wanted to be with him. She just knows that they can make a lot of money together and she
Mhm.
can get the clout from the show together. So yeah, Rob and Sophie and Matt and Amani are pretty much identical human beings, just they look different. They
Mhm.
all had a plan to do things, but I think Rob and Sophie's plan panned out way better than Matt and Amani's. I think their plan blew up in their face because they just didn't have a believable story to build it on. There was no foundation to,
Mhm.
and it's the producer's fault too. The producer should have said in casting, like, if this is what you're bringing to the table, this isn't enough, and we can't cast you. But they did it anyway, so they're all at fault.
True. All right, I think you finished that topic.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they just want to be famous, and I ain't mad at them. Everybody wants to be famous at the end of the day.
Yeah. All right, let's go to. I was gonna say something, but I forgot. All right, let's see. Let's go to the next topic. So apparently, like Mark and Mina and what's his name? Well, I'm kind of going out of order, but I guess Mark and Mina and also I was gonna say, uh, fuck Joe. No, now I'm having a brain fart. Who's the doughboy again?
Greg.
Greg.
I called him Joe. Sorry, Greg. And apparently, like Mark, Mina, and Greg are all like besties and hanging out and going to like Applebee's together with their families. Did you see that?
So run this by me again because I know that Greg is lives in New Jersey or is it Rhode Island? No, Staten Island,
Like
right?
Long Island, Long Island.
Long Island. How close is that to where Matt or more Mark and Mina live?
Kind of far, but I guess I'm assuming Mark and Mina were in town probably for TLC stuff, and then they probably hooked up or something.
Well, Mark can fly anywhere, anytime, right? Like, I guess distance
Yeah.
doesn't really matter to a
Yeah.
pilot. But I don't know. When I see the cast members becoming best friends, I used to see that as like camaraderie,
Hmm.
and loyalty and friendship. But now I don't even know if that's true. Now I feel like sometimes they cling on to each other for relevance.
Hmm.
So I don't know what to think of it anymore. I used to think, oh look, they're taking that friendship there because that's a bond. You filmed the season with someone, you did the tell all with someone, that's like a bond that you have. Now I'm not even sure what it is anymore.
Hmm.
No, I think that friendship, it does seem like it doesn't seem fake. It does seem genuine because both of their weddings had the happy people. Like it wasn't Burger King, like Burger King guys' weddings. There was no animosity at either of those weddings too. So I think they're pretty like just like Shabooty had mentioned, there is probably going to be some TLC taping, and that's why they're all together in a non-formal atmosphere.
Hmm.
Oh, so what do you think the taping was? I'm curious. What do you think they're up to?
I
Hmm.
mean, it could have also though it could have been an it could have been a photo, like a month old photo that they just posted today or something.
Oh, you mean like it was after the tell all was filmed?
Or it was during that time, but then they couldn't post it
Oh,
now.
Amberlee says it's a 5 hour drive. I mean, that's far from me. I wouldn't drive that. But again, Mark can get in an airplane and go anywhere he wants, anytime he wants. So like a 5 hour drive is like what, a 40-minute flight or
Hmm.
hour long flight. So yeah, that's definitely doable.
Yeah, but okay. Speaking, still talking about Mark and Mina. Apparently, did you see my post where I posted his daughter's post that basically admitted that the recorded for TV wedding was not the real one because the real one was at a real Catholic church and not like under a white tent.
Yeah, I saw that. So they did a wedding for the show specifically, which weird. Then
Mhm.
they did like a traditional wedding in like a really beautiful church. I saw the photos. It was an amazing
Hmm.
ceremony. But they said that the church would not allow filming cameras inside. So
Mm.
it didn't sound like they didn't want TLC present. It kind of sounded like the church told them they wouldn't allow it, right?
Yeah, the church didn't have it has a no filming policy probably.
That's a thing.
No, no, because I've gone to tons of Catholic weddings, obviously, because I am Catholic, and there's videographers there.
Well,
Okay,
no,
There's
no,
people
no
filming.
TV policy. Let me
I think, yeah, I think it has to be
Oh,
like a television camera.
Mhm.
They didn't
mm,
say because let's be real, there was pictures from the wedding and there's probably a video from the wedding, but it said that no filming was allowed. So I'm assuming filming TV shows, movies, infomercials, commercials, that type of stuff might be against their policy or whatever.
Yeah, like if you're like a hardcore priest, maybe you don't want you don't want to be on TV. Maybe I don't know.
I mean,
money does talk.
I know.
So
I was gonna say it's a good advertisement for your church. You know, churches are businesses. They make money as well. So I wouldn't turn down cameras if I had a church, but at the same time, I wouldn't be doing anything shady. So, like, maybe they had some shady stuff going on. They don't want to cause, when you go to a dry cleaners, they don't want to cause a lot of attention to that dry cleaners because it's not really a dry cleaners, it's a money laundering drug business. So they don't want like Channel 9 News coming in and interviewing them about their
Mm.
prices because, there's other stuff going on. Maybe it's something like that.
And let's just say allegedly, and none of that is true to the specific church.
Well, right. Maybe they just didn't want TLC there.
Yeah.
And that's they're blaming it on the church. Because, a lot of people have done that. They've done like a fake wedding for the show, and then they've done like actual services with real family and real, friends, personal for themselves. They just didn't want it to be televised, which I think it's good. I think a wedding is very intimate. You don't want to invite 5 million people to your wedding because
Mhm.
most people are gonna make fun of you, make fun of how far back you're.
your guests, your
Yeah, so
everything.
Mhm.
So
I get it. I get wanting to keep things as private as possible. Because, remember, I was gonna say Miona and Jabri, they had a little fake wedding. Remember, because they were already
Mhm.
married, and they had a little fake wedding that his grandmother officiated somewhere in Palm Springs. Remember, it was like no one showed up. Because remember, we all questioned it because Jabri's mom didn't show up. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's weird that she didn't show up. But we found out later his mom was physically present at their real wedding. She didn't show up because they were already married.
Yeah, and it was a fake TV wedding that she didn't want to waste her time with.
Exactly. She was like, well, I went to the real wedding. There's no reason for me to fly all the way to Palm Springs for the fake one. And she didn't go.
Yeah, I remember that. Fuck. Okay. Let's see. By the way, I'm not drinking tonight. Maybe that's why I'm not as sharp.
Oh, is this a sober show? As I'm not drinking either. I didn't realize. So, Gina,
I only had a drink at work, but I can
Mhm.
pop open a drink. That's no problem.
No, but I feel like I'm sharp. I'm usually you would think if you're drinking, you're less sharp, but I feel like I'm not sharp, but I'm not drinking either. And
well,
no pun intended on sharp, because I know that's a lot does double meanings on this show.
oh, yeah, it does. Well, I think the drunker I am, the better I am at quick responses and funnier responses. So yeah, I think
Me
that
too.
drinking has a very positive influence on
Yeah.
my humor. You
Or
know,
you just forget conversations that had happened
Mm.
with Maddie and her sleeping disorder or whatnot, or her whatever.
I
Totally
still don't
blank that
remember.
out.
I honestly still don't remember that. Like I don't
Mhm.
remember that. And I know you said that we had a whole segment about it. I still don't remember that. And I probably
Mhm.
was drunk that day. Because I literally, when you brought it up, I was like, she
Mhm.
has a sleep issue. And you were like, we've already talked about this. I still don't remember.
Yeah, like speaking of, it's not an issue of not remembering, but let me just give a shout out to Anush, who's one of our super fans. But she's so, not to put her business out there in the streets, but she's so busy at work. She's like, and she's behind on our shows. So then the other day she like texted me. She's like, oh my gosh, I forget what she said exactly, but she was talking about like, she's like, oh my gosh, your dream was so funny or something. But she was talking, I was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh, you're talking about my dream with when I had a dream with Liz in it, but that's like so old. But that's how behind they were on our they're how behind they are on our shows. Not that they're not a super they're a super fan, they're just so too busy to listen.
Oh, the Liz dream. Yeah, that is going back a bit.
Yeah. So Anush, you need to catch up and listen at like 1.5x speed or something and catch up.
There's actually like a Patreon only in there too that she didn't
Oh
hear.
yeah, I know that's the wild one that she needs to listen to.
Yeah, that one is groundbreaking. It has content in there that you never thought you would hear. So yeah, you got to catch up on the show. I mean, they're about a month behind, right?
Mm.
I would
That's
say like
fine. If
a
she
month.
work like I think you said that like she works on the rigs or something like
But
that. And
she works. She doesn't mind me saying, but she works like at a mine, MINE.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, there's no
so
internet there, so it's understandable why you
it's
were.
not that. It's the number of hours worked, or they're doing shift work. And then when if they do shift work, then you're sleeping throughout the day. They're sleeping through the day. If you're working from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., you get home, you go to sleep, and then you have a few
Yeah,
hours to spare, and then you're taking a shower, going and having dinner, and going back to work doing the shift work. It just depends.
yeah. That's the. I hope I'm hope I'm not putting too much information out there, but that's the one that lives in bumfuck Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
let's leave it at that. Okay, let's see. Okay, speaking of bigger news that we haven't even talked about yet, the biggest news of the week is probably that Boston John is going to be a father.
Yeah, that was the shocking for me. Like that wasn't in my bingo cards. I don't see John as a dad. I didn't act like let's go back a little bit. When he got with what's his fiance's name? I can't
Megan.
with Megan, my actual prediction was they weren't gonna last because I didn't think that he was ready to settle down. I
Mm,
just felt like he was too happy being a bachelor. So now that he's gonna be a dad, I have to sit here and admit that I was completely wrong about him. Because not only was he ready to settle down, he's ready to become a father, which I never thought
mm,
would happen. Because I remember how he gave his brother Patrick a hard time when he was having Alessi, and he was like, "Oh, you ready to give up your life?" And you ready like he was so
mm.
hard on Patrick, and I was like, "Well, look at you. You're the same thing that you gave him a hard time for. You're doing the exact same thing."
But
So
he moved. He moved for her. He
I
moved to a different state. He
yeah, he
became
moved
a stepdad.
from Vegas to Texas, which I also said I was like, I don't think that this is gonna last. I don't think that he's ready to be a stepdad. I don't think he's ready to be in a relationship. And I was wrong. I'll admit I was wrong. This man is actually doing everything I said he wouldn't do. Oh,
Mhm.
and
Well,
congrats to him and Megan on the announcement. This is great news for them. So now Alessi's gonna have a little niece, or wait, no, Alessi's gonna
A
have a cousin.
cousin.
A cousin, yeah. So she's
mhm.
gonna have a little cousin in the family. It's gonna be
And
cute.
I see the way he was with his niece, and it's very cute. How like he's just like I don't care about her. Just give me my niece type of thing. Like he's very caring towards her.
He seemed
Well,
like a
okay,
good uncle, right?
well, if you, in case he was, if he had cold feet or if he was waffling at all before, now that he's having a baby, I don't think he has a choice now but to marry her. So I think that's a done deal.
Well, no, there's always
Mm,
a choice, right? There's a lot of guys that just put on
yeah,
their Nikes and run. But I don't think that he's that type. I think that he's gonna stand up, he's gonna be there. Is he gonna be happy? I don't know. Right? Because there's a difference between guys who marry their wives and become dads because they have to, and guys that do it because they want to. I think he might do it because it's the right thing to do. Is it gonna make him a happy man? That's to be determined.
Like, were you surprised that he like unveiled that on social media versus keeping it quiet and trying to get back on the show with that tea?
Um,
But,
yeah,
maybe she's not interested in filming. Maybe that's why.
yeah, maybe.
does pillow talk with Patrick, and maybe like that's the extent of what he wants to do. I don't know if he I,
I don't think he's the issue. I think she is, as far as filming.
wait, you think Megan doesn't want to do it?
Yeah.
Really?
And
I
right
don't
now she's pregnant too. Like, would you actually want to film anything when you're pregnant and mood swings and like working how many days for filming just so they could get the right footage? Oh, boy, I wouldn't want to do
um
that either.
Thais did it. Thais filmed when she was pregnant.
Oh,
I mean,
but
I don't know. Megan did do what did she do? The single life with him, right? She did do it. I couldn't tell if she was happy on the show or not. She seemed to be okay though. But
Mhm.
yeah, I think if John wanted to do another show, they would have offered it to him because he's like a favorite. of
Yeah.
not only Sharp but of the fans. So I think if he really wanted to get back on the show, he would have had that opportunity.
Yeah, but like if you look at Megan's social media though, you could tell she's not like a clout demon, clout whore. So I feel like the ones that want to get back on TV are like if you look at their social media, you could just tell they're clout demons. She seems more like a regular person. She's not really like worried about likes or followers or clicks and shit like that.
Well, that's probably true because now that you said that, I don't even think I've seen her social media.
Hmm.
So that shows me that she's not trying to put herself out there because, like, I've seen the people that I know really want to be famous. I've seen something that they posted at some point. So either it got reposted or it got sent to me. But now that you said that, I don't even think I've seen her Instagram. Like, I don't even know.
Yeah. Oh, and then also another indicator is when John posted like the reel or whatever, the news of her being pregnant. Normally, if she was like a clout demon, basically he would tell John, "Hey, when you post this story on your Instagram or whatever, the post on Instagram, do like a collaboration post and tag me, and then we'd both be featured, and then everyone would follow me as well." And notice how that wasn't the case.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think you're onto something. Maybe the fact that they haven't been back on the show, it could be that she just wants to be off.
Peace and quiet
Yeah,
and a normal life.
it
Mm.
people think a normal life is overrated, but it's not. It's really not. Like being able to live your life and not worry about people talking about you and stalking you and sitting outside your house and just being weird. I think Scott used to post that people would sit outside his house and take pictures of the outside of it and send it to him. That's yeah, it's overrated, right? Being
Mm.
famous is super overrated. A normal life is definitely look at Justin Bieber, right? Like he realizes now how overrated it is to be famous. He's just really hoping that he can be a normal person. And unfortunately, I hate to break it to him, after the things that he's accomplished in life, he's never going to be a normal person again.
Did you see the? I wish I remembered the what he said. Did you see the viral video of Justin Bieber recently where he was like using a bunch of slang? It was.
Yeah, there's been a lot of different videos.
It was really funny though, but I forget exactly what he said. But he said something something something. He said I'm standing on business and some other shit.
Yeah, he's really okay. So here's my take on that. I know this is off topic, but Justin says that he really just wants to be left alone.
Hmm.
I can understand he's chased around everywhere every day, but for somebody who wants to be left alone, because I have friends that were famous, semi-famous, very famous, and when they really do want to be left alone, they make sure that they're left alone. For instance, if they
Hmm.
need groceries, they'll have it delivered. If they want coffee, their publicist will go get it. If they want, something from the store, somebody will go get it. Justin Bieber leaves his house like 66 times a day.
Hmm.
And in the process of him leaving his house 66 times a day, he goes and finds the nearest paparazzi and berates them and yells at them. Sometimes in the videos, I've watched him chase the paparazzi down. They weren't even like chasing him, he was chasing them. So I was like, I get that he wants a normal life, he wants to be left alone, but I was like, there's so many ways that you could actually be left alone. Like, number one is stop going to public places where people are looking for you.
Okay, can I say read what he says in the most recent viral video though?
Yeah, yeah.
He says like he's like you're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
So what does clocking mean? I've never
So
heard.
I think that's kind of what's funny is like I don't know if he's like misusing slang, but he's trying to use all the latest slang, but it doesn't sound like he's using it correctly. I don't know, but it's just funny.
I mean, I think that he's definitely crashing out. And, we've seen this 150 million times when children become famous at a young age. Once they get older, they crash out. This happened with, oh my gosh, what's his name? Aaron Carter. And it's like, once you achieve that type of fame at a young age, there's nothing left for you to accomplish. So they have like an empty life now. They don't have anything that they're working towards. They don't have any goals. They don't want to perform anymore, and they're trying to find what their purpose is. And unfortunately, it's difficult to find when you've won every award in the world, you've made all the money in the world, you've sang in every country in the world. What is there really for you to do? So they're looking for a purpose and they can't find it because they've accomplished too much in such a short amount of time. And he's crashing out, he's losing it.
Yeah.
And I worry about these child stars when they get older because we have a really bad track record of losing them at a young age, right? Because they end up drugs or alcohol or suicide. Like there's so many different avenues that they end up taking, and I just worry because we're watching them crash out. But unfortunately, TMZ and the media, it's entertaining. And I keep telling people, mental health issues is not entertainment. It's not funny. They did this with Britney Spears. They're like, oh, look, she's being weird. Let's film that. Let's repost her being weird so we can call her names. That's not how you handle mental illness and people suffering.
Mhm.
And I worry that they're just posting him suffering as entertainment. And I just really worry about how that's going to affect him.
Yeah. Should we switch topics? As far as the tell-all previews that keep getting being posted for this Sunday, did you see the latest one? I guess like Meatball Danielle. Well, Meatball Danielle it was like her and Maddie got into kind of like a little argument, but it was kind of silly because Meatball Danielle, she's like several feet away from him, and she's like, "Don't put your finger in my face." So, and then she like runs up to Maddie and sticks her finger in his face after saying for him to not put his finger in her face. So it looked very goofy.
Yeah, he wasn't anywhere near her.
Mhm.
So yeah, the whole thing, I think I've been getting mixed reviews from the tell all. People are like, "Oh, it looks really good," and then a lot of people said it looks like a lot of staged
Mhm.
confrontation. So I've heard a lot of people say from both angles. They were like, "Yeah, it looks like there's gonna be some good scenes, but I do feel like it's all instigated, egged on confrontations. I don't think that there was really any real animosity. Like when we saw Rob and Jasmine going,
Mhm.
that was real animosity. She wanted to hurt him. Like people are
Mhm.
saying, like there's not any real animosity. These are just people acting. That's what people are saying.
Yeah, like I think there's different levels or kinds of beefs. This definitely is probably like the more of the WWE style of beefs, you know?
Yeah, I think that it's people that might have had a little online tiff, and then
Hmm.
they're like, let's capitalize on that. Now that you're here, get in each other's face, make it seem like you hate each other. But I think at the end of this tell-all, they probably all went out to have drinks at the end. I don't think that their beef was really substantial to where people are blocking each other, and there needs to be extra security after. Like, I don't think it's that serious.
The, like there are a couple of those that I'm not saying it was serious in the sense of they need security or they're blocked or something, but as far as like I do feel like there's a real I do feel like there's a real post after filming the tell-all dislike between a couple of them. So the one, like I think Marty and Stevie have a real post tell all dislike of Meatball Danielle, and I think Shekinah and let's say Shekinah and Amani have a real dislike of each other after the tell all.
Well, I heard that the Shekinah and I heard that that happened before the tell-all. Like I heard that that fight started online like before, like while the season was airing. Did you hear that? I didn't see it in real time, but they were saying that they were like going back and forth during the season with each other.
Yeah, I think it might have built up prior to the tell all.
I mean, I'm all good for beef, even if it's real or not. And I think the Danielle thing, most people have an issue with her. Like she tends to be a instigator and she likes to poke her nose in business that doesn't belong to her. So she's always starting shit with people. So I think it was easy for her to go and make nothing something out of nothing at this tell-all because she's always poking her name in other people's business. Because apparently, I heard people are saying online that Johan left her again. So
Mm.
now she's over there living in his country by herself, and he moved back in with his mom.
Mhm.
I was told, so I was like, "How does that work? Like you're over there in his country, and he done left you. Like how does
Well,
that?"
maybe Captain's going to have news for us when she comes back.
I told
Mhm.
Captain that she needs to go over there and tell us what's going on because I know she can get the information that we need.
Hmm. And then like there's that one account, it's like reality TV mess or something. I don't know why they always post all the Meatball Danielle videos and updates. It's a little
I know.
disturbing.
I noticed that it's almost like that page is secretly run by Danielle because it seems like every story or post that she makes, and they literally post all of her lives too. It's almost like she's the admin for that page because it's like there has to be other 90 Day Fiance people posting stuff. Why are you
Yeah.
only covering what she's saying? And I watched her. She was giving her opinion on Jax Taylor from like Vanderpump Rules, and I was like, this isn't even relevant to 90
Yeah,
Day Fiance. Like, why are you even posting this?
yeah, I'm real confused on that page. Like, I don't know why they post about certain people religiously.
I think it has to do with who runs the page, and because certain pages have favorites, right? Like I've noticed that um certain bloggers, I don't want to say names of people, they have favorites of people that they really enjoy. So they post a lot of content of those people. And then other people, they don't get any coverage because they
Mhm.
care for that person. So I think whoever runs that page, I don't know who, by the way, whoever runs
Mhm.
that page is like a super fan of her,
Mhm.
and they ignore everybody else and all the other drama going on, and they just cover literally every.
Yeah.
You could wipe her freaking nose and they will post it, like they literally post anything.
Did you see? Well, I pinned. It's one of my. It's the first pinned post on my page. But did you see the? I probably sent it to you, so of course you saw it. But that video that I posted that went viral of like the lady saying like, "If y'all
Oh my
deport
God,
everyone, I'm gonna have no one
yes.
to date."
So wait, did you post that first?
Like the story was, it was originally on TikTok, and I was probably the first person to post it on Instagram or something.
Okay, yeah, I saw the video and it's hilarious. Obviously, AI has really stepped up memes.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's so accurate and true though, because it's like if they are putting countries on lists where you can't come over here, they're deporting people. Like, who's gonna love me? Like it's so relatable, especially for the 90 Day Fiance people, because it's like obviously they've given up on finding love here in the States. So it's like that's like literally telling someone they have to die alone, right? The president is literally telling people they have to die alone at this point.
True, yeah. So if you haven't seen the video, go to my Instagram at Shabooty.com. It's the first pinned post, so it'll be there. It went pretty viral, and like it and share it, and it's pretty funny. And yeah, so check that out. And then it's always funny though when like a video goes viral, then people will like in the comment section will tag other like 90 day accounts. But then if they tag accounts that I'm not friends with, I'll delete the comments because I'm like, fuck those accounts.
Well, yeah, screw them. We don't need their support. Screw them.
Yeah. So check that out. Let's see. Let's go back to my topics. So yeah, hopefully the tell all is good. We'll hopefully do our show after the tell all, and it'll be juicy. Okay, so Gina, was it Gina? So which one of you two watched I haven't watched it yet, but so let's not go too in detail, but since I can't relate, but how was the first episode of Love Island of the new season?
Oh, I didn't watch
I
that.
I
Gina
liked
watched
it.
it. Gina completed her homework. So Gina,
I completed the assignment.
let's hear your um vague review. Like, don't tell us too much, but tell us something.
No, obviously, no, I'm not going to do that. It was good. I enjoyed it. I did not feel like brain cells were lost during the hour and 45 minutes. Just
But
because when I was
you could understand what was going on, because I was like, we don't want to go all the
yes,
way to the beginning.
no, you don't have to go back from the beginning. You don't have to go from the beginning. I like the format of the location without spilling too much of the beans, just because it reminded me of another show that I used to watch back in Europe. So I like the fermentation of that. And yeah, I didn't lose any brain cells, which I thought, what did I say at first? I'm like, oh my God, everyone's going to be an influencer model
Mm,
or like a fitness person. Like, no, I can't. I'm not gonna do this. And then I watched, I'm like, oh, everybody's not an influencer model.
Wait,
Like,
they're not, because all the photos that I've seen from the show and all the videos,
mm,
they're really good looking people.
yeah,
they are very good looking people, but you would be surprised their actual like their career is not an
Wait,
influence. Some of
they
their
have a
no,
careers.
I mean
career?
it depends on who you're talking about. Like Huda, who's the most popular person on TV these days. Huda is a fitness influencer before she got on the show.
Yeah. So that was like the only one, basically. Everyone else has like
Ah,
actual jobs and careers, which I was just like,
I'm
oh,
surprised by that. I'm very
me
surprised by that.
too. What did I say? I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be a whole lot of shitload of a mess of just same shit, different pile. And it wasn't. I'm like, when that hour and 45 minutes was over for the first episode, I was just like, I want to watch more,
Wait,
but I
it's two
can't.
hours? It's 2 hours long?
Well, because like I was streaming it on, online. Like I was, and so they had like a few snippets of commercials, and that was just the first episode, right? Because you're introducing everybody and stuff like that. So
Is the second episode shorter, like 1 hour or something?
yeah, the second episode is shorter. It is an hour.
Okay.
Well, okay, so every season is it a brand new set of people? Like, are there returning people? How does that work? Because like,
See, that's the thing. I never watched prior episodes or prior seasons, so I wouldn't know. But it doesn't seem like it is recurring. It looks like everybody is new on this cast sheet, just because I
uh,
think the host is like the
Mhm.
host has been the
Like,
host before, and she would be like, "Oh, welcome back, so and so," and in
okay,
this case, it didn't happen.
is it a show that only like gay guys and women would enjoy, or would a straight guy like George and I
Oh,
enjoy
I
it as
think
well?
you two would enjoy it. I think you two would enjoy it because if I am like, by all means, you are who you are, you love who you love, and if you're straight or bi, but I was just like, dang, the girls
Mhm.
are hot, and I'm like,
True. Well, I
dang,
know
the guys are good looking.
not to spoil the like most recent episode, not that I watched it, but heard about it. So apparently Megan the Stallion was there, and then they had like a twerk off on the show.
Yeah, that I don't know. That
what?
like I haven't
Yeah,
catched up on that yet. So
yeah.
there's a
And
lot
then,
of
oh, then you know that
twists
it was so
and
apparently
turns.
they were like twerking or whatever. And again, I didn't watch this. This is what I heard online. And then people were saying like Huda, the chick that everyone's a fan of, when she was doing her little twerk dance, she like got on her back and started dancing and gyrating in like a fashion where people were like, no, that's not a regular girl's dance. She must have also been a stripper because this is like a stripper move. So people were like, she must have stripped because her dancing gyrating was more than a civilian girl's, let's just say.
Oh, I mean, possibly, right? I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. Which rapper used to be a stripper? Cardi B. Cardi B used to be
Mhm.
Yeah.
a stripper. Yeah, Cardi B, and she was a really good stripper too, by the way. So yeah.
Yeah, so it's if we find the time, oh, we'll have to
I'm gonna
check.
watch an episode this weekend.
Hmm.
Same one you did, Gina. And then
Hmm.
I'm gonna how many? And I think you said there's what 18 or 20 so far episodes.
On
I
my
don't think the new
streaming
season has that
service,
many yet.
hold on one
Oh,
second.
also the new season just started.
Yeah, it just started, but then apparently there's a new episode every single freaking day except Wednesday. So it's like that's a full-time job to watch a show.
Oh my god.
Right now, for me, it's showing 14 episodes.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my
it just started
god.
2 weeks ago, but there's like a new episode every day except Wednesday. It's an hour long. That's like a lot of TV viewing.
That's crazy. I've never had a show come on every day. Like no show really does that. I know when I was younger, they used to have shows that came on like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like I don't know, like oh my god, what show was it? Like Family Matters. Like there were shows that came on like once a day, Monday through Friday, but not every day. Like that's a huge commitment, but the show is so huge. Like
Yeah.
can't ignore the fact that this show is everywhere in
Hmm.
every aspect of pop culture or any conversation about pop culture. This is mentioned because I was like, I can't really. That's kind of how 90 Day Fiance was like a few years ago. It's like if you were trying to ignore the show, you couldn't because for a
Hmm.
while it was popping up everywhere. TMZ, like, and it wasn't just you didn't have to look for it. It would just
Yeah.
in pop culture. That's how Love Island is now. And I've always known about it. I've always knew it existed, but at this point, it's taking over. I hear Love
Yeah.
Island more than I hear the Vanderpump people, and that used to be the biggest thing.
Yeah, like I told this to y'all in our group chat, but that Huda chick, I think when the season started, she's probably at about like anyway, like she was announced on the show, then her Instagram followers ticked upward. So when she was announced, it ticked up to 200,000 followers, and right now it's over 400,000 followers. So she has already gained 200,000 more followers on Instagram in like 2 weeks.
That's massive. Because there's people who've done 90 Day Fiance for 3 or 4 seasons, and they're not even close to 500,000. Not even close. I mean, they might be at 200 and something. So
Mhm.
that
Like
shows you how many people are just watching the show
when
regularly.
I was watching the first episode, I was like, wait, what? Wait, it was one of those ones where it's just like, oh fuck, it ended. All right, I don't want to watch another episode, or else I'm gonna binge like 6 episodes, and it's gonna be midnight by the time I go to bed. No, I cannot watch anymore. I'm like, I did not want to
Yeah.
put it down.
What app does it come on? Because I'm
I think
hoping
it's like Peacock.
Yeah, for you guys, it's Peacock. For me, it's a
I have
CTV.
ad free. So at least I can do it ad free, so I'll save a little bit of time.
Exactly.
Or see if do you watch any shows like higher speeds, like 1.5x speed or 2x speed or something?
I've never watched a show at a faster speed, but to be honest, I didn't know you could. So
Mhm.
I have turned on like I watch a lot of shows from overseas or that are dubbed, so I have to turn on closed caption
Mhm.
so I can read it because sometimes people's accents I can't fully understand everything. But I mean that might work too if I could watch it at 2 times the speed, so the 2 hours would turn into 1 hour. That would make it a little better. It's just the daily commitment is crazy to me. I've never had a
Yeah.
daily commitment of a
Yeah.
show. It's that, but I do think that we could try to get into it and try to talk about, even if we just watch a week's worth of episodes and then just talk about that week's worth. Like
Oh, I'll probably be done by Sunday. Like, I will binge that many
Mhm.
you're gonna watch
episodes.
the whole thing by Sunday.
Oh, I can binge watch a show, no problem. I'll just get on my exercise bike and press play, and I'll be done.
That's a lot because that's like 13 more episodes to go. That's a lot. I don't know if I would be able to do that in one.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's definitely an undeniable hit, but it's hard to unless you're like if unless you're covering reality TV as your full time job. That's kind of it is a commitment. But
Yeah,
so
it's a huge
Oh,
commitment because there's a lot of 90 day going on at the same time. Like Hunt for Love, and we're about to go into Happily Ever After, which is a full-time job. Pretending to be engaged in Happily Ever After with what we have to work with this season is going to be very hard, right?
exactly. So, you might as well substitute it for Love Island. So, I can handle it.
but there is apparently the new cast of 90 Day UK was announced today, I think.
Wait, it was? I didn't see that. Hold on, I'm gonna go on.
I saw that.
Like I only posted there's all new cast members except one, and I only posted about the one recurring cast member.
Was it I
So
Love You Chicken?
no, it was
No!
Was it?
Ali and Sam.
No!
So wait, no more I Love You Chicken?
I guess not. Maybe it ran its course. I don't know.
I don't
No,
even
we
know how I feel
need.
about that. I
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it. I watch it because of Jose.
I don't know, but yeah. So Sam and Ali are back, and the
Yeah, I
rest are
don't
all
give
new
no
cast members.
fucks.
And I think it's coming out July 13th or so.
I'm a little hurt by that. So no more. Hold on, I'm looking for the post. I
I'll
don't.
send it to you. Hold on 1 second. The rest of the people who I've never heard of. But well, this
I don't
smaller,
see it. I don't. Yeah, send it to me. I don't see it.
I just sent it to you, the rest of them. No, I need Jose.
Yeah, that's his name, Jose. So Sam and Ollie. Oh, I
Mhm.
remember them.
Yeah.
She's kind of a brat.
Yeah, that's what I said in my
Well, he
caption.
is too.
Ara and Andy. Oh wow, Andy is
A
short.
little person.
Yeah, interesting. And it looks like Ara may be trans.
So it's some guy. I could just read. Not that we would know who they are unless you look at the photos, but it's like Sam and Marco, Finn and Sandra, Shannon and Meti, Adnan and Shorna, Ebrima and Zena, Sam and Ali, Ara and Andy. And I guess Andy might be a dwarf, and
But
that's about
does
it.
Ara look trans to you or no?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I mean, she looks like Faith a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to assume her gender though, but
No.
I,
So
but
I assume Andy is the British person and R is from another country.
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm guessing. So
Yeah.
that might be a fun story because you know,
So
um,
not to like stereotype, but especially if Andy has like a funny voice or something.
yeah, I can kind of
Or
see.
even like Jose and like the guy from Turkey, Mert and oh, what's her name? I
I know you're
forgot her
talking about
name.
The
Yeah, she
trans
lost
chick, Shane or something.
yeah, she lost a ton of weight. She looks so good.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I did see those pictures. You're right.
I think I asked Mert on Threads. I said, "Are you going to come back?" And he said, "No."
Oh, they're not coming back. Hmm. I mean, I'm obsessed with this one because it gives me the old school OG 90 Day Fiance vibes. It hasn't been tainted yet with the
Hmm.
tainted water of what we're watching here over in the States. Like they're still putting normal people on the show. They haven't gotten to the point where they want to cast influencers yet. So I that this show does give me like the reminiscence of what the essence of the show used to be.
Hmm.
I do like that.
True. Speaking of other shows, I posted it in our Patreon chat, but so there's a show called Toxic. Have you heard of that prior to me messaging about it?
Wait, I think
No.
is it on Netflix?
No, it's like on I know it's on Discovery Plus and on if you just have Discovery or ID channel or something.
Oh, I don't have Discovery Plus.
Well, if you have like cable and you have like Discovery Channel, you should get it. But anyway, it's on Discovery Channel. So as long as you have cable, you should have it. But there's a show called Toxic, and then I haven't watched like all the episodes. I literally just went to the one or two episodes because you probably haven't seen it, but there's a Netflix show called like Bad Vegan. So it
Yeah,
kind
yeah, yeah. I
it
saw Bad Vegan.
Yeah, so it picks up on the story of Bad Vegan and gives an update on this scammer guy, and they kind of track him down on where he's at these days. And so the last two episodes are about that, and I highly recommend. If you watch Bad Vegan, I definitely recommend looking up Toxic on like Discovery Channel, and then watch the last two episodes where they go after the guy that was featured on Bad Vegan.
Oh, don't you worry. This will be on my bucket list too.
Yeah, and if you're wondering like why I'm all obsessed about that is because the show Bad Vegan is based on this chick named like Sarma, and she had like a pure food raw vegan restaurant in New York City back in the day. And I was actually well, I am friends with her, like not just like bullshit friends, like I've hung out with her in person and stuff. So that's why I was interested because I saw all that shit unfold with the scammer guy. So that's why I was interested. And so anyway, that's why I recommend y'all watching it. And then if you become a fan of Sarma, she has a couple books. Well, she has like cookbooks in the past, but she has a new book coming out like in a month or so about her latest memoir about all the shit that happened to her. So check all that out.
Oh, I like when people tell their side of the story though, because I was watching that um Gina did not what was the name of it? The Lisa Frank documentary. And
Okay, I can't watch that anywhere here. I don't know where to find
oh, I'm
it.
sorry. It was on Amazon Prime, but she wasn't a part of it, so we didn't get to hear her side of it, but everybody else, even her ex-husband and her children were or her son was on there talking crap about her, but we never got to hear from her. So I really want her to write a book or something so we can get her side.
Mhm.
She won't.
True. This may be like one of our most like buzz saw shows, meaning like we buzz through a lot of our topics. So Gina, do you have any like strip club reviews for us?
Yes, I do.
Wait, did
Hold
we
on.
get through everything? That's crazy. We usually run 4 hours long, so it's weird that we got.
Because we're all drunk and podcasting all the same time. It was kind of
Yeah,
a slow
I
news day. It was
I
kind of a
think
slow news week.
since I'm not drunk, I let other people talk. People say the drunker I am, the less likely you'll get a word in edgewise. So like
Mhm.
maybe that's why, because usually I'm over talking everyone and nobody can get a point across. So maybe it's because I'm more quiet and tame.
Yeah, I just know when so a lot of times I'm trying to get like a word in, then like Captain Picard will like interrupt me, and I'm like, can I just get my word out?
Yeah, we are missing two very key contributors. That might be too, because everybody has a point to get across. So yeah, maybe we would be instead of like 1 hour in, we would be 2 hours in because there'd be two other people, Coco and Captain, would be getting their points across too. So yeah, maybe that is actually contributing to that.
Yeah, but I still feel we did a very like lean in a good way show, meaning like not a lot of fat, but we hit all of our topics in a very like smooth way.
Yeah, and we have to remember Sunday and Monday are gonna be a little more intense because we got part one of two of the tell all, and then we got Hunt for Love, and those are going to be a little more intense. There's going to be a lot more to talk about. The finale of this show that we just watched, 90 Day, was just weddings.
Mm.
They didn't really give us a lot of information to work with, and this has been, honestly, this has been a very slow week for 90 Day stuff. I don't know if
I just said that. It's been a slow work week for 90 Day.
yeah, like nothing has really happened. No one is like posting anything really interesting. The cast
Mhm.
members are very quiet. So, they didn't give us a lot of stuff to work with this week, but I'm hoping with the tell-all coming up in 2 days, they're gonna give us something that we can work with.
True. Okay, so we at least thanks to Gina, we do have strip club reviews though.
Yeah, and I did do the one that you had mentioned as well in where was it? Yeah, that Knoxville. But I'll send those
You
after.
did?
Yes,
You found
of course.
Oh damn, Gina's on top of the ball. All right, so let's see. The first one though, I guess, is in Pennsylvania. Let's see. This one is called Susie's Lounge. All right, y'all ready for strip club reviews?
Yes, Susie's Lounge in Pennsylvania. All right, let's do it.
Yeah, this is not the one that I've been to.
No.
Okay, so here's Susie Lounge. This one's kind of a
Oh,
long
it's in
one.
Pennsylvania. We also have to ask Captain if she knows anything about it.
Yeah. Okay, this one's kind of a long review, but the first episode is a 1-star review from username Horrified. And they say, let's see. They say, I read positive reviews of this club, so I figured I would check it out. I felt like I'd entered a black hole that spit me out directly into the ninth circle of hell. I
Oh,
walked in, hold comments to land. So, I walked in to see this gigantic monster swiveling its gargantuan hips in a tiny pseudo stage and smiling provocatively at me. I averted my eyes in shame and embarrassment for her. After that, I was repeatedly approached by middle aged women tickling my legs in an attempt to be enticing, but it actually felt like some heroin addict's hardened single mom was dumping her withered silicone on my chest and essentially pleading for my testosterone infused weakness to take over. It didn't. I cannot believe that anyone claims to find any of these hard old whores attractive. Stacy and Eugenia are the only creatures that I'm not horrified to look at, and probably the only ones under 40. I will never go back there. When I want to go to a strip club, I want to go so that I can check out hot girls, not watch a freak show from my worst nightmare. Holy shit. I went up the road to Creekside. Now that is a top-notch establishment. 1 star.
I have a lot of questions. Oh, under 40. So like there were women that were like over
Kinda,
45
I guess.
I don't know, but that
dating.
was a very brilliant review.
The use of the word gargantuic, you always know that it's going to be a good review when they're
Mhm.
using these type of words. And I think they use the word creature and the
Mhm.
term old whores. So
Yeah.
I was like, this is
Hard old whores.
hard old whores because it's like what makes a soft old whore. Like, so I knew that this was gonna be good. Like this was almost XXX Beast, like brilliant with the descriptors. Like this was like, when you were in school and the teacher was like, oh, I need you to write like a very good creative descriptive
With like imagery.
imagery. I felt so much imagery. I could see these gargantuan creatures in my mind dancing. Like I felt like I was there.
Yeah,
A lot of nouns and pronouns and adjectives.
Coco Puff said, "Did we find another beast?" I don't
I
know,
feel like we may have.
but the problem is though their name is like horrified, so that's not really like their name. But
Yeah.
you know
They
what I mean?
are very good though. Like this is how XXX Beast gets you with his reviews. They're very immersive. Like you feel like you're being transported to that. Like you're in the strip club and they're telling you the story and you're watching it unfold. That's how I felt.
Yeah, that was great. I'm gonna look forward to listening back to that part. Okay, next, but let's keep it moving. Next review. This is a 1 star, 1 sentence review from AEH. It says, girls were scary looking but nice." 1 star. Here's a 1 star review from Skanky Lounge. He says, "This place is filled with ugly hoe bags. I can't believe I wasted my money on these ugly bitches. They're fat, bad mouthed, nasty, skanky girls. Can't believe this place stays open. For what? Hopefully they make money off the alcohol. 1 star.
These ugly hoe bags. I wait. Gina, can we try to find the Instagram to the strip club? I just want it's for research
It's
purposes.
purposes.
Research purposes only.
Mhm.
Yeah, keep reading.
Okay, here's a 1 star. Oh no, it's a 5 star out of 5 star glowing review from Kay. It says, yes, Susie's has a lot of old ladies, some that should just throw in the towel. But hey, you take the good with the bad there. There are a lot of hot girls here on Friday nights. I will be back on a Friday night. 5 stars.
So wait, even a 5 star review admits that there's lots of old ladies at
Apparently.
the club. So this isn't like somebody being sarcastic. There really are 50-year-old ladies dancing in this strip club.
It is probably in the middle of like Pennsylvania. Who knows? Okay, this is from username crap 1 star. It says, all dancers, please come work here so the owner can take every dollar you make and shit all over you. Mean, hardcore girls only, please. The nice girls just get fired. Oh, and it's so cool to look at the owner's mother rotting away at the bar. Guess she really is that cheap to take care of her properly.
Wait a minute. No, wait. The owner's mother is rotting away at the bar, like laying in like a hospital bed, like old. Like now I have questions. Like,
Mm.
are they like sitting in a wheelchair just rotting away? Like
I
not
don't think like literally rotting. I just think they're just like still working like at the age of like 70 probably.
that's insane. Like, so there's like a 70-year-old waitress or bartender at the bar. Like,
Probably.
so how old is the owner that their mother is so old? Like,
Um,
so many questions.
I don't know, but let me just read that one sentence over again. It says like, "Oh, and it's so cool to look at the owner's mother rotting away at the bar. I guess she really is that cheap to take care for her properly. So it's probably like cheaper to have her at the bar than put her into a nursing home."
But oh, okay. But like how I have a million questions.
Really questions.
Like, what is she doing there? Just like sitting there in like a wheelchair, just like rolled over in the corner? Like, is because that's I guess that's better than being alone, I
Mm.
guess. Like leaving her at home by herself. Like, Jesus Christ, this is crazy.
Okay, so their Instagram, it's private.
Obviously, because there's 56-year-old women dancing naked there. So that makes sense. So I guess we'll never get to see what these women really look like unless we
But I think I found the owner's mother, though. I think there's some sort of Google pictures on here, and there's a picture. Yeah,
Either
I'll put
send
it on
it.
Patreon.
Okay, let us know when it's posted, then I'll go check. Okay, let me go to the next review. 1 star from Fuck This. Fuck This says, like I said before, all the girls at this club look nasty. They're all sluts and they need to stop popping out kids. And the bartenders are so slow. The place looks like it's crawling with diseases. 1 star.
Oh. Remember the one we were talking? Oh my God, the lady
Oh God, I see the mom that Gina posted. No
is
offense.
super old. Oh my God. She has to be like 80.
She looks like the Joker's mom.
Yes. Good God. Can you imagine going to a strip club and that lady is there?
That would definitely kill your boner.
Yes, this is insane. The inside doesn't actually look horrible, but I don't see where the dancers dance. Like there's a huge bar.
Mm.
I don't see like where
I,
the
don't-
whole
mm,
area is.
I don't think you're supposed. Yeah, the owner didn't take pictures of the dancers, just of the bar, and I guess of the mama.
Yeah, if you join our Patreon if you want to see what the mom looks like. Um, okay, next review is from Mark. Hopefully it's not Mark the pilot. 1 star. It says, place is trash. Unless you're looking for drugs or a very, very cheap, trashy, drug addicted hooker who will probably give you AIDS, I would stay away. Just poor management or more likely lack thereof, and it definitely shows. Seems like they find their talent in a back alley behind the local crack house or from a nursing home. Girls are nasty. Girls are nasty, either high and come with track marks. Oh shit, or are 65. What kind of desperate creeps hang here? I've seen some way better looking girls working at Walmart. Well, Walmart doesn't have $3 blowjobs.
What?
Okay,
You
hold
need
on.
to read that again. You could not stop laughing.
I still have like a paragraph to go. Okay, but if that's what you're looking for, go check it out and let's get the bitchy, snobby troll like bartender or worn out. A worn out old hag who thinks she's hot stuff behind the bar to treat you horribly and give you the worst service I've ever had to try and go get a way overpriced drink. Good luck if you're brave enough. 1 star.
That one might have actually been the best one.
You need to reread that.
Yeah, I kind of feel like you need to read it again.
Yeah, see, this is what happens when I do it sober. I can't hold it
Just
on.
so we can get the full
Okay, yeah, let me try to read that again now that I've read it once. Okay, are you ready? But
Yes,
that
I
was that
am.
was a funny ass review. But now that I'll read it the second time, I'll be able to read it. Okay, ready? Here goes. Place is trash unless you're looking for drugs or a very very cheap trashy drug addicted hooker who will probably give you AIDS. I would stay away. Just poor management or more likely lack thereof, and it definitely shows. It seems like they find their talent in a back alley behind the local crack house or from a nursing home. The girls are nasty, either high and come with track marks or are 65. What kind of desperate creeps hang there? I'd I'd seen way better looking girls at Walmart, but Walmart doesn't have $3 blowjobs. But if that's what you're looking for, go check it out and let the bitchy, snobby troll like bartender or worn out old hag who thinks she's hot stuff behind the bar treat you horribly and give you the worst service I've ever had to try to go get way overpriced drinks. Good luck if you're brave enough. 1 star. Okay.
Okay, I had to mute.
Okay.
I was laughing. I think what really got me was they find their talent either the local crack house or the nursing home. No,
Or the
nothing.
back alley. It was the back alley behind the local crack house.
Oh, the back alley behind. So
And they've seen better ones working at Walmart, but
so
Walmart doesn't have $3 blowjobs.
even the crack whores in the crack house would be a step up from the ones in the back alley behind it. Right? So that's what's crazy to me. A crack whore would be a step up from what you would find in there.
Walmart doesn't have $3.
That we know of. We don't know that. I haven't been down the blowjob aisle. We don't know that for sure.
So yeah, that was a brilliant one.
Well, you can always go for research purposes and see what happens. Or we could get Captain to do it. There's a McDonald's usually inside of Walmart, so you know.
True. That was a good one. This is a 5 out of 5 star from Weber. It says, to the customers, especially the ones that work with cash. I don't know if I should do these sober in the future because I laugh too much. Okay, especially sorry, y'all. Especially the ones that work with cows. Please take a shower before you come here. That would be swell. Thanks a lot. I wasn't trying to be mean. It's just only a small. Oh no, what's wrong with me? Sorry, y'all.
Okay, you gotta read it again. 'Cause I didn't get it.
Okay. I don't even know if it's that funny if it's just being me or if it's just me laughing like uncontrollably randomly. Okay. To the customers, especially what
Jeez.
this is what happens when I'm sober, man. Okay, especially the ones that work with cows. Please take a shower before you come here. That would be swell. Thanks a lot. I wasn't trying to be mean. It's only the small percentage of you that stink. Again, please shower before you come. And then he still gave it 5 out of 5 stars. So
Oh, that was a 5-star review. Oh, okay.
yeah.
I didn't realize that. That makes.
Besides the smell of cows.
I mean, I guess
Maybe they got the smell of cows from the other place in Missouri. It's not too
yeah,
far, I
that
don't
one
think.
was literally a barn. That was
Mhm.
literally a barn.
And if
Yeah.
any of you people ask, yes, it's still open as of 2 months ago.
The
Mm.
thing that you just sent to the Patreon said that it was open right now.
Oh, well, you know.
It's literally open right now. Like you could be there at right at this moment.
Yeah. True. Okay, let me wipe the tears of laughter out of my eyes and continue with the reviews. No. Okay, two-star review from JR. Kylie is back. Go see her for the happiest ending you've ever had here. Feed her habit and she'll definitely be there for you and you will leave every time with a smile from her happy ending. 2 stars.
Oh.
So you got a happy ending, but it's only 2 stars?
I mean, maybe she charged $4 instead of $3.
I don't know.
It was like extra. I don't know.
Plus tax and tip.
Is it even legal to do happy endings? That I have so many questions.
Do you know how many masseuse places there are here that you don't that are not masseuse places?
Oh,
Yeah.
but if the women are over 65, they don't have teeth.
Mm,
There you go, giving you a gummy or whatever you
my
guys called
God.
it the other time.
Now I get it. And it's like, yeah, that's crazy. So it's like a a teethless gummy
mm.
situation. Okay, okay. And it's only $3. That's a steal. That's a
Okay, here's a 2-star review from Chupacabra. They say, I went to this club after going to Cloud Nine and was expecting more. Small stage and the girls were okay. Not anything that would make you get a hard on. Maybe it was the day I went and it was within the last hour of closing. The girls that day were trying to act all ghetto, lots of cursing with a customer, and instead of dancing on stage, they were just standing there letting their cellulite hang out. 2 stars.
oh, jeez.
Zing. Okay, here's a 2-star review from Lou. What the fuck? Do any of these girls look at themselves in the daylight? Disgusting, greedy, and rude. The bartender girl was nice though. 2 stars.
Wow. That was a 2-star.
Mhm.
They didn't completely disagree with what went on there. So,
Sure, here's a 1-star review from username Horrible. They say girls were fat and not attractive. I waited a long time for a beverage. How does this bar get such a high rating? Let me guess. It is the girls on here rating themselves. 1 star.
oh, so they're going and giving their place a 5-star review.
I guess.
There is a lot of fake paid reviews going on, Amberlee. That's like a whole business. I think I told y'all about.
You mentioned it previous
Yeah,
episode.
I was. I don't want to say I was a part of one of those review rings, but I know that they exist. I'll say that.
Mm. Okay, here's a 1-star review from Barf. He says, what a dirty hole in the wall piece of shit. 1 star.
Oh, okay.
And then here's a 1-star review from username Gross. It says, dude, if you love cellulite and low swinging titties, this is the place to be. Only 2 hot girls in the whole place, and the rest were dirty and fat and gross. 1 star.
Jeez, low swinging titties.
Oh, and then last but not least, guess who's been here?
Wait, XXX Beast has been there?
Apparently so.
That's crazy. He went to this hole in the wall place in Pennsylvania.
Hmm.
I want to hear because if the women are in their 60s, I want to hear exactly how he describes it.
Okay, Triple X Beast, 1 star review. Much better choices than this. Been there once. It is a neighborhood bar with some girls who take their tops off and dance. I did not find any of them attractive. Food. The night I was there, the board listed the special as a ham and cheese sandwich. Will not go back. 1 stars.
A ham and cheese sandwich was the special?
Yeah.
That's crazy. The special at a strip club is usually build your own pasta or chicken wings. Why are they giving people a ham and cheese sandwich? Like that's what your grandmother would make you. And
Well, that's what the grandmother did because she's sitting there at the bar.
I guess she was the one making the special.
Yeah. Yeah, that's far cry from like pasta night, build your own bowl.
Well, what's funny is that he didn't mention that they were old. He just
Hmm.
said he didn't find them attractive.
Hmm.
But
I,
he's old himself, so he can't be judgy like that.
I mean, if the lady dancing is 66 years old, you can mention her age. Right? Like I
Hmm.
feel like you could bring that up. It's very relevant to what's happening in front of you. I feel like you could do that.
True. Okay, now so we finished that place. Now we have a few other reviews from a place that yours truly has been to once, but I'm not saying it's anything. It's definitely not a special. It's not a good place. It's just a place I randomly went to once.
So wait, this is a place that you've been to.
Yeah, and it's not like a place I'm proud. I'm not proud of having been there.
I mean, okay, so
We all have regrets that we've done or gone to in our lives.
Yeah, we've all been places that we aren't gonna tell everybody about later. So
Okay. Okay, so this place, I'm gonna tell you the name and then and for our I mean I'll tell you the other thing too, but for our Patreon people first, I'm gonna tell you the name of the place and then I'm gonna tell you the double entendre. I don't even know if it's double entendre or just like the Urban Dictionary meaning, and then you'll get a kick out of it. So this place is that I randomly went to once a couple years ago is called the Mouse's Ear in Knoxville, Tennessee. And then if you look it up in Urban Dictionary, I'm gonna post it in the Patreon, then you can see what mouse's ear means, like slang wise. So if you look on Patreon now, right now, you'll see what the mouse's ear means, and you can read that for
Oh
yourself.
my God.
wow, that's very vulgar.
Yeah, so okay, here's the mouse's ear. We'll read these, and at the end, if you want, I could tell y'all what the meaning is. So Gina found some mouse's ear reviews, and then I can give you my own 2 cents. Well, should I just read the reviews and then give you my 2 cents, or give my 2 cents and then read the reviews, or does it even matter?
I would say yours first, and then we can do a comparison to, well, not
Okay.
comparison, but then we can you can read the reviews after.
Okay, the main thing I wanted to, because I actually talked about this place in a previous episode we did once, but the main thing I wanted to say is like when you drive, first of all, it's in Knoxville, which is like a small town in the middle of Tennessee. And then when you drive up to it, it almost looks like there's a. We could also post the photo if you want, but anyway, from the outside, it almost looks like a portable, like a trailer, like type place. From the outside, at least, it looks like a very like dingy, like small portable esque building, like a shoddy built building. And then from the inside, it actually doesn't look bad, but from the outside, it looks very sketch, where you're just like, oh my god, am I going to survive even walking into this place because it looks very sketchy. So it's a very sketch looking place from the outside, but from the inside, it's half decent. But anyway, that was the main point. Let's get to the reviews though. Okay, you ready?
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay, here's a 1 star review from John. It says, I walk in and see a few females, one that was very nice looking then. Oh, all right, let me just read it again. Okay, I walk in and see a few females, one that was very nice looking, and then they all have a quote meeting. Then they come out to the floor after a 20-minute meeting, mind you, and this is 10 p.m. on a Friday night. A female looked like she was eight months pregnant on stage to dance. This was the worst experience ever. Tampa is where it's at. We're going back to Tampa.
Wait, 8 months pregnant on stage?
Mhm.
Jesus. That's not even like okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll look that up.
Gina, should I read the business reply? The honor reply?
I was,
They replied to this?
I'll read it real quick, I guess. Hi, John. We apologize that you didn't have a stellar experience on your last visit. We will immediately address your concerns. Please consider stopping again soon and ask to speak to the manager so we can show you the 5 star experience you deserve. We pride ourselves on being the #1 rated strip club in Knoxville, where our totally nude entertainers are always waiting for you. Again, we sincerely appreciate your feedback and will make sure your future experiences meet all of your expectations. Okay, here's a 1 star review from Laurie. It says, good club if to dance at. If you want to be assaulted, now they allow customers to touch all over the girls. It's disgusting. They overcharge for everything, and to be honest, half the girls are very overweight or 40 plus, which is not good for the club environment. There are also racist and stereotype people like crazy against girls and customers. It used to be an okay club to visit. Now it's not worth it with all the extra fees, rude attitudes, and lack of respect. Better off at Daisy Dukes off Alcoa or hell over the Emerald is even better than this place. Honestly, needs to get shut down. 1 star.
I just recently saw the photo of the outside of the building. I understand what you mean by
Mhm.
hmm
it looks like it's gonna blow away in a tornado. I totally understand what you mean.
Yeah, it was definitely like because I went there with my best friend and like we pulled up in his car and then like I was like, damn, this is like, and it was like on a Monday night or something. So it wasn't even like on a prime time. And we're like, I was like, this is a real shady place, sketchy place to be there on a Monday night. Like if we could get disappeared here so easily, no one would know.
Well, it looks like it's surrounded by woods.
Yeah, like
Yeah, and it's like off the main road. So yeah, I totally get like it reminds me of the movie Get Out. Like
mhm.
so because I was like, oh yeah, I'll go in here and then no one ever hears from you again.
Yeah, it was very like weird. And there's only like it was me and my best friend, and then there's only like the only other customers there were like there was like two other dudes in there. It was just us four were the only customers in the whole place.
For like the whole night.
The whole like I don't know how long we were there. We were there at least like an hour or so. We were at least there for at least a bare minimum of an hour. And yeah, we were the only four people in there for at least an hour.
Jeez. And what do you think the quality of women were when you were in there? Because
The yeah,
somebody
again like again it was like a Monday night, and then again nothing memorable. Like I can't even remember any of the women, so that means they weren't really like great if I don't even remember them. And I can only I think it's like it was one of those situations, where it's like it's such a dead night. So it's like one of those things where normally if it was like a busy night, it would have like the rotation of women would be like a lot of women, but I felt like it was a situation where like one woman would like dance, and then maybe someone else would come dance, but then like it felt like it was like two women like taking turns dancing, and that's like the only women there or something.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It was very dead night, but anyway, it was a Monday. Um
You order food.
huh?
Did you order food?
No, we didn't order food.
Because I was gonna ask what the food was like.
No, it was a dead ass night. Let me just read the mouse. Let me read the owner reply to the last review. It says, "Meanwhile, we regularly have so many entertainers here, we have to turn some away. And then you come to our Google page to do what? Complain because you didn't meet our standards, which are not stereotypical in any way, unless being attractive and friendly is a bad thing." So I guess the owner clapped back on this person.
Interesting. So instead of having like a customer service attitude, they're just fighting back, like and clapping back at people. Cool.
Okay, this is a Nathaniel one-star review. It says, I went here years ago, and if I could give it 0 stars, I would. I specifically remember a girl that was a solid 7 smiling at me and had no teeth. This place was run down with a capital run, 1 star.
Jeez.
With the no teeth.
Wow.
She'd
The
make an excellent pairing with Usman.
hmm Oh, the owner is like clapping back on all these people. Let me read. This is funny. Let me read this. It says, "If you came here years ago, why are you reviewing now? We have all new management and have steadily improved. One look at our social media, and you will see our beautiful entertainers smiling with full sets of teeth."
Okay. So now the mystery is, do they really have teeth or not? Like now, what I'm trying to figure out is, are they dentures, real teeth?
Mhm.
What are we talking here?
Yeah. Okay. 1 star view from Jason. It says. This is a year ago. It says, "This place is where most of the dancers are middle-aged and overweight dancers, and that is their Friday night squad. Do not recommend, 1 star."
Oh wow, Friday night is supposed to be the hot girls shift. So yeah, that's a 0 out of 10. Don't recommend.
Yeah, and then the owner replied, he says, "We're not sure who this review is meant for, as we have a beautiful bevy of entertainers here. A quick glance at our social media will confirm that." And then let's see. This is a 2 star review from Justin. It says, "The women is gorgeous, but an escort is cheaper than a dance." Uh,
What?
2 stars. And then 2 stars from Jonathan. It says, "Unless I'm missing something, this place got burned to the ground." No, that's wrong because that was left 11 years ago, and there's recent reviews, and I've been there more recent than 11 years ago. So, anyways, I think those are all the reviews for that.
That one is crazy. I think it's interesting that you physically been there. You are able to corroborate a lot of this information. So,
Yeah. If you're wondering what the hell I was doing, like I was doing like a road trip where ultimately ended up in like was it like Nashville, Tennessee, which obviously is more poppin'. But on the way to Nashville, we stopped at like Knoxville I think we stayed there a night. Yeah, we stayed a night in Knoxville. And I will say Knoxville's actually a nice small quaint city, like the main square where I have like restaurants and like not a club, but like bars and restaurants. It's actually really nice as far as like to stay there like 1 day at most. But the people were nice too.
Oh, guys, the Instagram has been posted in the
Mhm.
Patreon.
Oh, let me go check.
Oh my gosh, dude, the first pinned photo,
Hmm.
you will not believe.
Okay, hold on. Let me look it up. Oh, is
Yeah,
that the 8 month old or what?
they posted this 2 hours ago.
What?
This is a recent photo. This girl she does look 5 months pregnant in this photo. Like,
Keep flipping through the pictures. There's a total of 3 of them that was posted 2 hours ago.
oh yeah,
Mhm.
you're right. There's another slide of two girls.
They
Um,
don't have boobs.
well, not only do they not have boobs, Gina, it also looks like they haven't gotten any sun. They're so pale. It looks like that they've been locked in a basement for the past 23 years. Like
And they probably have. They probably
no
have.
sun. Their
And they look
skin
like they're
is
cracked out.
their skin is so white. It looks like that they're moon people. They live on the moon. Like, how
Mhm.
is that even possible? How do you not get any sun at all?
I don't mind pale girls, but I'm not big into the 8 months pregnant. I'm kidding.
Well, the first picture, she does look like to be doesn't look 8 months, but she looks like 4 or 5 months pregnant.
True.
Well,
So yeah,
one of the
definitely.
girls that posted 2 days ago, who's posted 2 days ago, she's pretty hot.
Well, no, I was gonna say the picture that was posted 5 hours ago, the girl with the tats everywhere, she's pretty.
Hmm.
The one that says ready to kick off the weekend, the
Yeah.
our one, she's very good looking. Like, oh, and then
Hmm.
there's another one of her 11 hours ago. I can work with that.
True.
Like, I can work with that. I'm not seeing the like 4-year-olds because I'm still,
Yeah, keep scrolling down. There's one that was posted 2 days ago.
is it a 40-year-old?
No,
Oh,
there's
okay.
nothing wrong with being 40.
Oh, okay.
She's wearing like a black, and then she's got like like tattoos around her arms, and then like the
Mhm.
black
Oh,
has, but
I see her. I see her.
yeah, she's pretty hot.
She is,
True.
she is hot. Okay.
Well, yeah, it's a nice eclectic mix, whatever you're into, it looks like.
Yeah, I see that. There's like some white girls that are so pale that they don't have any pigment at all. There's like a girl that's tan. She might be Hispanic. And then
Mhm.
there's a decent mix of girls here. But what I am noticing is they're reposting the same photos over and over.
Yeah, the same
Um,
one that I said she was hot was
Yeah.
posted on June 12th.
Yeah, I don't like that. You can't be posting
yeah.
the same pictures over and over.
Yeah, they're reposting all of those anyway, but that's Mouse's ear. Oh, and then if you're the people that aren't in the Patreon, if you're curious what Mouse's ear actually means, like slang wise, I guess I could tell y'all at this point. Mouse's ear is slang for a tight vagina. It's the opposite of a wizard sleeve.
Mm.
So now y'all know.
Oh, also, this is off topic, but what is the staircase leading up to the top of the building with no door for? What is that for?
That's a good question, and I don't know the answer.
'Cause, Gina, you see that, right? Like there's a staircase in the front of the building that leads up to like the roof, but it doesn't lead to anything.
Hold
Mhm.
on.
Also, can we post a picture of it to the Patreon so people know what I'm talking about? Wait,
I did. That's where I posted it.
Gina, I just sent you the picture that I'm referring to. Can we get that on the Patreon? Because I want everyone to see. It literally is a staircase and it just leads you up to the name where the mouse's ear is.
Yeah,
And
Gina posted it.
okay, yeah, it ends at the S&E sign. And it's like, where does that staircase go? And why is it there?
I feel like they must have. I don't know. They must have like converted the
I think
building
it's
or
to
something.
change the wording and the signage or paint because like when you look at the other one, it's not pink and this
Uh,
one's pink.
I was gonna say it almost looks like they converted the building or something. I don't know.
Wait, Gina, did you post it?
No, not yet. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, because I don't see it. Well, you can actually kind of see the staircase in the picture you already posted. You can see that it doesn't go anywhere. It's like a stairway to hell. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah,
go
but that's what
anywhere.
I'm saying. Like it was like because you see that one that I posted from Google, like from Google, it was yellow with
So
pink
wait,
lettering, and
Shabooty,
then this one,
when you went, was there that staircase was there, right?
Yeah, I think it was there, but I don't remember if it was pink or yellow.
Yeah, I think it's recently pink because in the other picture it was yellow.
Yeah.
I just don't understand what it's for. Like, what? There's no door up there. Like, I'm so confused. Oh, there's a door if you look closely. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Oh my God. There's a door.
Yeah, maybe that's where VIP is or something.
There's a freaking door. You can see the.
that's where that's where the very pale strippers live.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, that way they don't have to get any sunlight. You're right. You're right. That's exactly where they live. Okay, so now we figured it out. So there's like a VIP area up on the roof, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Near the U and like in between the U and the S.
Yeah, I can see the
There's a
line for the door now.
Hmm.
That's crazy. Is that where? Oh, I was gonna say if this was the other strip club, I would say that's where they keep the old lady, but that's the other strip club.
yeah,
Yeah, Granny's not up there, unfortunately.
no.
Granny's not up there. That's the other strip club.
Yeah. So anyway, if you're ever in Knoxville, Tennessee, and you want to like retrace Shabooty steps, go visit the Mouse's Ear. But I'm not actually recommend. I'm not recommending it. I would give it. Okay. Do you want to know my rating? Like out of five
Well,
stars?
yeah, I think Coco said in the chat, she was like, well, we should get like a live review from Booty because you went there. So
Hmm.
just like we read other people's reviews, we
Yeah.
get your
Yeah,
live review and how many stars it is for the mouse's ear.
It's weird because like it's like weird because like if I had a really shitty experience, it would be seared into my brain and I would have a lot of memories. It was almost like so it wasn't like shitty in the sense of like I had a seared into my brain shitty experience where it was like 0 stars and it was a nightmare and I regret it. It was just more of those like it felt almost like a waste of time. So I'm gonna give it like are we allowed to give half stars? I'll give it
yeah,
I've seen like 1.5 or 2.5.
okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna give it 1.5 stars. And
Okay.
it was just more like I was just happy to be out of town. So like no matter what I did that night, I was gonna have a good time. But it was definitely a bad experience. But it was more so like forgettable because like I said, it felt like there was only like two women working there all night. So normally in like a popping strip club, it's a rotation where you see several new women go on stage or go around. But it literally felt like it was like two women total where they'll just take turns like it's this person's turn to dance, and then 5 minutes later it's that girl's turn to dance, and then 5 minutes later it's the previous girl's turn to dance. So it just felt like two. There's like two at the most, like two or three women there all night, and then like I said, there's no other customers there except other. There's two other dudes there that were like basically they definitely had they had a lot of money I guess to throw around, so they basically had one chick's attention all night because they're just throwing ones all night. So I don't know. It was very forgettable, and 1.5 stars. That's all I'll say.
Interesting. Interesting. This is fun. This is fun. We've never been able to talk about a strip club that someone has actually been physically present in. So this is kind of fun.
I,
Well,
I think I think I was
if
just happy.
you
I think I was just happy to like exit it alive.
Yeah, they could
well,
have hid you up in that little secret door at the top and we never would have saw you again.
Yeah.
well, he would be with the undertanned, groomed strippers that are be like until they get to the
Yeah, I
pole.
feel the fact that I survived it, I feel like I should give it 2 stars or something.
Mhm.
I don't know.
And it's not in the middle of like nowhere, because we've seen some of those that are in the middle of nowhere. But George, if you have a strip club that you frequented in the past and that if you remember the name, because you've said before in the past that, oh, when I go to the strip club, I'm already hammered. So if you do remember the name, I can look it up as long as I know the state.
Actually, I think I do. Give me a second.
Well,
It's fine. We could save it for next week.
yeah, save it for next week so we have a ton of reviews and shit.
Because I've looked at all, like for the triple X Beast ones, I've looked at all the states on that website and I'm basically tapped out. So if you guys have any suggestions on strip clubs, let me know on Patreon and I will go look into them for you. Strip clubs in your neighborhood that you've been,
Mhm.
whatever works.
Oh, I have one I'll send you for like next week, but it's not. It's shut down though. It's closed.
Oh, those are always the good ones. Those are always the best ones.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
already know that.
I'll text you this one.
Okay. Just
Uh,
remember the Lido Lounge is closed. That was a fun one. And then the one in Arkansas is closed. That was a fun one
mhm,
too. With what was it? The
mhm.
gut truck with the burnt turkey leg. So that was a fun. Yeah, all the closed ones are fun.
True. Oh, Coco Puff says that's Shabooty's shirt for the merchandise. Quote, I survived the mouse's ear.
Oh, that actually is really good. Yeah, I should get that.
That is pretty good.
And I just sent to the group chat the one that I used to go to.
Frequent.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let Gina work her magic, and I also sent Gina another one that's like shut down. But I want it to be like, I don't want to blow the load until next Friday. Oh, no pun intended.
Oh,
Anyway, do you want to see if Lana is available to see if there's any news on her neighborhood situation?
Oh yeah, Lana, we gotta check in. There was a crazy shootout that we have to talk about. And well, I don't know. We might be talking about if there's any new information.
Yeah,
Hey
Lana.
guys,
Hey, Lana, how you
hey
doing?
Lana.
I'm doing good. I'll tell you guys, it's been a hell of a week in my neighborhood.
Is
What?
there
Oh
other
God, there's more
developments?
shit going
Oh,
on.
there's more shit. I mean, it's just weird. I don't know what the hell's going on because usually it's so quiet, you know? It's usually so quiet. But after that happened, a couple of days later, I wake up about 2:30 in the morning, have to go to the restroom real quick. So I'm sitting in the restroom and I see flashing lights on my walls because it's dark, in the house. So I see flashing lights. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I go to my front door, which has like that glass that you can't see through. What's that called? Stained glass or whatever. But I could see the lights flashing. So I open the front door and the cops have my whole road blocked off on right there on the corner. Like I said, my house is 3 houses from the corner. So it's all blocked off and it's like 2:30 in the morning. So I'm wondering, okay, something happened. I don't know what the hell. So I try to go back to bed. I wake up again at 3:30 and it's still on my mind. So I get up and I still see the lights flashing on my walls. And I'm like, they're still out there. So then I get up at 6 in the morning and they're still out there. And I'm like, okay, something happened. So I drive by there on my way to work, and apparently a drunk driver had hit the damn power pole right there on my corner, and that power pole was leaning almost into somebody's house.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Oh
it
shit.
was fucking nuts.
Well,
And then last night, I'm sitting here and I go to my kitchen and I see flashing lights again. And then I hear sirens. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, something's going on. Next thing you know, there's 2 cops parked across the street from where I live. And they're outside of their cars, guns pointed, the whole works. I'm like, damn, you know? Then I hear the police helicopter. And I'm like, okay, is this the same situation? What's going on? Police helicopter gets on their loudspeaker and they're like, come out with your hands up. You're all 3 of you are surrounded. I'm like, what the fuck? you know, I'm looking in the front of my house, there's cops. I'm looking in the back of my house, and there's a police helicopter saying, come out with your hands up. We have you surrounded. Now, there's a school that's right past my neighborhood. If you go through the neighborhood and then across the street, there's a school there. Apparently, they were breaking into the school.
This is at nighttime or something?
Yeah, it's at nighttime. It was
so
like about this time
but
last
why
night.
were they in front of your house? Is the school like next door?
No, that was a whole different situation going on.
There's 2
Oh,
different
that was
situations,
different?
2 different days,
Yes.
George.
Oh,
Yes.
Get out of your
It's
neighborhood,
hard to keep
Lana.
track of all this.
It was crazy. I mean, I took pictures of Okay, it was like 3:30 in the morning. I'm outside on my fucking porch trying to take a video of what's going on the corner. And then last night I tried to get video of the helicopter, because but it was so loud. And I mean, you can just hear their loudspeaker and they're like, come out, you are all surrounded, come out with your hands up. And, and I'm just thinking, what the hell? So I go on my scanner. There's a local scanner I can go on my phone, and I go on there, and that's how I found out that they had robbed the school. So they had those people surrounded inside the school somewhere.
Mm.
It was crazy. And then the thing going on in the front of my house, I'm still not sure what that was about, but they stayed out there for at least 4 hours.
Well,
Two cop cars. And I could swear there was somebody on the ground. I couldn't, my camera in the front, my Ring camera's kind of older, and it just didn't get the video good enough. But it looked like there was someone on the ground. And I was thinking when I heard those sirens, maybe they were chasing somebody on foot. I don't know.
Did you get any updates on the previous story from last week though?
No, never,
No.
except when I told you guys how they had it all surrounded. So they did raid that place the next day.
Mm.
But it's been so quiet there. I haven't heard a peep out of that house.
So, okay, so out of all those stories, there's the story with the gunshots. There was a story of a drunk driver hitting a power pole.
Exactly.
And then there was a story of a police helicopter trying to get these people that are robbing a school. What was the craziest story, though?
I think the craziest one was the school, because we could hear what was going on. Number one, it's so close to me. The school is, if I were to walk down to my corner and then down the sidewalk, I'd be at the school in probably 5 minutes, 6 minutes walking.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not very far. So out my bedroom window is where I could see my backyard and everything that's going on back there.
But
and that's where the helicopter was circling.
But
You could just see it.
if I had to guess, I thought you were gonna say with the gunshots, because you said you were freaked out. You had to like dive down on the ground. I thought you were gonna say that was the scariest.
Well, that one was definitely the scariest, but I thought you were talking about just the 3 that were going on in the last 2 days.
No, I just mean like including the one from with the gunshots.
The gunshot was by far the scariest.
Okay.
And we know that was last Friday to this day, because I was talking. I mean, I was putting it on the chat as you guys were talking.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, that one was definitely by far the scariest. That one had me on the floor. So that was definitely the scariest. The other ones just had me nosy outside trying to take pictures and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think what was weird to me is when you said that you woke up and there was cops everywhere and flashing lights everywhere, and then you said you went back to bed.
Yes, I went back to bed, went to sleep, but got up an hour later. And then something told me to look towards my hallway, which I did, and I could still see the flashing lights. And I was like, they're still out there? What the hell happened?
Oh, hell no. I wouldn't be able to sleep. I'd be
Oh,
like
no.
playing detective. I'd be like, what's going
For me,
on?
it's like an everyday thing. No, it's not an everyday thing. That's not true. But in
It seems
Fresno
like
in
it.
general, there's always shit going on. So I'm kind of used to it.
And you didn't find any like a new box of dildos at work or anything like that?
Nope, nothing crazy at work, thank God. But I do have 3 different places I got to go check out this week that have been long term. So all the guests have been there at least 3 months or more.
Oh, they might leave
Yes.
some shit behind.
Yeah. So there's no telling what I'm gonna find. Oh God. There's no telling.
The next time well, obviously, I guess it all depends on what it is, but the next time you do like an Airbnb thing and then you see like something weird behind, like take a photo for us, and then depending on what it is, like if it's
You know what?
something.
I'm gonna have to look through my photos. I don't know if I still have them. I may still have the condoms on the walls, because everything I find, I have to send in. I have to take
the jizz condoms, you could send those directly to Gina.
Yeah, I'll just lick that up. Dude.
I may still have them in my phone. I would have to look. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
But-
I may still have them, but
I mean,
yeah, and even the bloody, when I told you guys that I went into one of the rooms and even the closet was bloody, the walls were bloody, blood splattered everywhere. I had to take pictures of all that shit.
Wait, I don't remember the bloody wall story. Do y'all?
Yeah, I remember I told you guys about it, where I think it seemed to me like maybe it was like a pimp prostitutes kind of thing going on there. because I found a lot of condoms.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember?
No, I
Yes.
remember the condoms, but I don't remember the blood part.
Oh yeah. Remember I said there was blood splattered on the sheets. There was blood on the walls. There was blood in the closet. I found a broken.
Let me
Remember I
ask.
told you guys I found a broken crack pipe on the floor in the closet, like they had somebody locked in there or something. I don't know what the fuck was going on in that place.
Did
George, you
wait?
remember the blood story?
No. Did you call the police about the blood?
The managers had to handle all of that. I just had to call it in to my manager, and then they handle everything from there.
Oh,
You might
'cause
have to give a quick recap on what happened because
it
clearly they have
kinda-
no recollection of this happening.
it
Yes,
kinda-
because they were like, Lana, we need you to go check out this unit because the ring camera showed a lot of people going in and out. Because every one of our properties have a ring camera, and they were like, so could you go in and check it out? The guests have left, and I was like, yeah, I'll go in and check it out. So I go in, I open the code, go in front. Everything looked a mess. They left like beer cans, bottles, wine, empty wine bottles and shit everywhere and stuff. So everything looked basically normal, like a party had went on. And then I started walking through the house. I looked through the kitchen, a mess. Everything was kind of a mess. But once there was 4 bedrooms in that house. It was a big place. Once I got to the second bedroom, that as soon as I walked in the door, I noticed splatter. And I was like, what is that? What the hell is that? It was blood all over the wall, all over that room. Like basically, how like somebody gets hit and the blood splatters and
Mm-hmm.
and goes everywhere, something like that. It was bad. It was all over the sheets, all over the duvet cover. I mean, it was gross. There was condoms everywhere.
Oh.
Like I said, there was a busted crack pipe in the closet with like I don't know if it was a tie or maybe some kind of rope or something. I don't know what the hell that was. Or maybe something to tie somebody's arms together or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I just took pictures of everything and didn't touch shit. And I told her, I was like, and you know what's weird? That's the same exact house that I found that condom on the damn window.
Oh, that's just a
Mhm.
messy. Yeah.
Yeah, same house. It just dawned on me right now. That was the same, just 2 different, situations, but same house.
Interesting.
sounds like
Oh my God. And you know what else happened there, which is strange as fuck? We had guests that were staying there that called us in the middle of the night and said there was a lady on the patio in the back. We had like patio furniture back there with a fire pit and stuff. They said there was a lady back there rocking her baby, and it was a damn doll.
What?
hey,
Yes.
Oh hell
Yes.
no.
I
Oh,
swear to God, I swear as God is my witness, I swear at the same house. It
Mhm.
just dawned on me right now. And Melanie was like, you know what, Lana, I'm going to give you a little warning. She goes, we got a really creepy message from the guest that
Mhm.
said that they heard somebody outside in the back. And when she looked out the window, there was a lady out there she thought the lady was rocking a real baby.
Mhm.
Until her husband opened the door, the side door there, to tell her to leave, and noticed it was a doll. She was rocking and singing
You
to
think
a
she's
doll.
you think she's like a crackhead or something?
Yes, that's what at 3 a.m. They said it was 3 a.m.
no,
Mhm.
I think the blood splatter. I think that was the lady that got killed in there, and she was rocking on the back. She might not have been real.
Yeah,
might
there
have
might have
been
been
a
a ghost of
ghost.
the dead
Yeah.
crackhead ghost.
I'm telling you, and you know what's weird is I always felt kind of creepy in that house
It's a
because it
ghost.
had two
I'm creeped out just hearing about.
hallways, and I
Yeah.
thought that was
Oh.
so strange.
I just got goosebumps. It's a ghost.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
that's
felt really strange in that house all the time. I don't know why. I just always did. It just never felt quite right.
And 3
Yeah, you gotta get some like
3
what
a.m.
incense or shit.
If you see
Yeah.
things happening at 3 a.m., it's because the strongest paranormal time of day is 3 a.m.
Yes,
It has to do
exactly.
with the fact that when Jesus was crucified, he took his last breath, I think, at 3 a.m.
Mhm.
3 p.m.
3 p.m. Yeah, so I think it has, I don't remember exactly how it was explained to me, but 3
Yeah,
a.m.
you're right.
is the strongest of the paranormal
Yes,
time.
3 a.m. If you've watched any of the paranormal activity movies, you'll know that because a lot of their activity happened at between 3 and 3:30 a.m.
It's the strongest. So yeah, the fact that they said she was out there at 3 something in the morning, that wasn't a real person.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should have seen my ass though when I got there that next day. When I got out of my
Wait,
car, the first thing I
how
did,
old is that? Because then maybe you can look if they have a ring cam or a camera facing where that person was, maybe it will show if
there's
it was
no
a ghost
camera
or
in the
not.
back. There's no
Ah,
cameras in the back.
damn.
Yeah, no cameras. All they have is cameras at every front door, but none in the back.
Well, you better tell them to upgrade.
Yeah, oh, they need to, especially by those swimming pools. I've been telling them this for I don't know how long. You guys need cameras in the back of those swimming pools because if they're drunk and they fall in, they drown, or something goes on, you're going to have your proof.
Mhm.
Because if not, you're getting sued.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I tell them all the time. Those houses with the pools and the patio shit back there and the fire pits is where those are the party houses.
Mhm. Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to never go to Fresno.
Damn. And then another thing I'm thinking about that same house is I fell. I fell coming out the damn back door.
Maybe the ghost tripped you.
I swear to God, before I knew it, I was on the ground. I could not believe it. I literally fell so fucking hard.
Do you feel like something pushed you?
I don't know. You know what? It's weird that I'm
Was it
thinking about
around
all
3 o'clock?
Yeah. You know what? It was during the day because I had until 4 o'clock to complete that task there, to take care of everything there. And so I know it was before 4 o'clock.
Mm.
For
AKA
sure.
3
But I
o'clock.
was going out the back door, and I felt I still to this day don't know how it happened. I just remember calling my husband. I was like, Joe, I just fell hard. I was walking out the back door and I don't know what the fuck happened. I was on the ground.
Damn.
Yeah, it's so weird that I'm thinking about all the stuff that happened at that house now. And now I never want to go to that house again.
Yeah, Amberlee says, "Yep, I'll go ghost hunt that house. That would be fun. Gotta watch out for the crackhead ghost."
Exactly. You know
Yeah,
what?
you
What
do
if
that,
that lady in the
Amberlee.
back
You
wasn't
you
real,
do
like
that.
you guys said? Wouldn't that be something? But no, her husband
It
said
had to be a ghost.
he spoke to her. No, he didn't speak to her, but he spoke to her, but she didn't speak back.
Yeah, ghosts don't
The
speak back.
ghost. They don't
Yes.
talk back.
Right. Oh, that's so creepy.
Yeah,
Do you know how many like hospitals are haunted and like hospital rooms and wards are haunted?
well, when you said it was rocking in a rocking chair, that's like a ghost's favorite thing to do is rock in
Yeah.
a chair. So I was like, wait,
Yeah, rocking chairs are creepy.
well, that's literally whenever they appear, they're usually in a rocking chair. It's usually rocking, and they're usually doing something super creepy, like holding a dead doll or a baby, or so, like doing something weird. So when you were telling the story, I automatically knew that it wasn't a person. I was like, oh, so somebody died in that house, and it was her.
Something. Yes.
So but it's interesting that they said that they saw it because you really do think you see these things because when you're, especially when it's nighttime or dark, you'll see an apparition and it looks like it's real because it's like if lights were on and it was a clear visual of what was going on, you would be able to tell that it wasn't real, it wasn't fully there. But in the dark, it does look like a real person. Like it literally does.
Lana,
like,
have you
if I
Googled this
look and
address?
if I look and I see a shadow of something, I just turn my head. I won't look again because I believe in ghosts. I have seen them before in my grandmother's house. So I know, and nobody can tell me any different of what I've seen. And so if I see any type of shadows or any type of thing that looks awkward to me, I just won't look again.
Like Lana, I just hope this isn't also the same house where that like Indian woman went missing.
No.
Okay,
No,
thank
that was at
God.
one of my one bedroom. I have like a 5-plex that I check on. That was there at one of the 1-bedroom places.
Because that was the story that put you on the map, Lana.
Right? That was crazy.
Yeah.
That shit was nuts. I still think about that from time to time.
Yeah, for the people, because again, we get new listeners all the time that obviously they may not have listened to our season 1 episodes or whatever you want to call them. But when Lana first started appearing on our podcast, she had the crazy story of this like missing persons story of this chick and went missing, and we get like weekly updates. But like you'd have to go back and find our old episodes to hear those segments.
Yeah, I had people from the chat even messaging me like, Lana, have you heard anything? And I can't get that story out of my mind. I mean, I literally had people messaging
Yeah.
me, and they were like, oh, I can't wait to hear your update. I can't wait to see what's next, Lana. Please keep us informed. And, you know, and
Mhm.
that's why I told you guys, because it was so huge to me and I knew something wasn't right because nobody leaves their stuff. I don't care what no one says. You don't leave 3 personal laptops, your iPad Pro, cameras, tripods. You don't leave all this shit, for nothing.
And sex toys, yeah.
Yeah, and sex toys and a couch. I mean, come on now.
True.
Nobody leaves all that shit. And so I knew something wasn't right there. And it was so strange how it ended up with me meeting her father and giving him all her things and him
Mhm.
telling me she was sick and in a hospital.
Yeah, don't spill the beans for others to listen, Lana. They
Oh,
have to go
true.
back and listen.
Yeah.
True. If they want to hear a good story, go back to those podcasts. That was a good story.
Yeah, I
Sure.
still am skeptical of the outcome of that. Like,
I know.
I still don't think that we know exactly where this person ended up. And I think that's
Oh,
why people are very invested because they were like, yeah, this is what they're saying. And then there's all these conspiracy theories of what they think really happened too.
exactly. But I think the best part that came out of that story was the guy that rented the place was innocent.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, because we had basically blamed him.
Yeah, we had him as the killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, this person is the number 1 suspect. But if you want to hear more, you
Yes,
got to listen to the old podcast.
that's right.
Yeah,
Sure.
we were very, very skeptical of that guy. And come to find out, he didn't know what was going on and he wasn't a part of any of it. So,
Nope,
Mhm.
he left her there just like he said he did.
True. All right. Well, George, any other things you want to say before we end it? Because it is after 1 a.m.
no, I think we covered everything tonight for the topics. But yeah, um, Sunday, Tell All Part 1, Monday, Hunt for Love. We'll be back for that. And I'm going to watch an episode of Love Island this weekend. And I'm going to
Love Island is good. I have been watching it, but I'm just so behind because, like Shabooty said, there's so many goddamn episodes. I can't keep up.
Yeah, it's like, isn't it like a new 1 hour episode every day except Wednesday?
Yes.
Like
And
that's
then
kind
my
of.
daughter will message me. She's like, Mom, are you caught up? Because she wants to talk to me about it so badly. And I'm like, no, Angie, I'm so far behind. I was like, I can't talk to you about it yet. I don't know what you're talking about yet. But it
Yeah.
is pretty good. But I just don't have time to sit and binge watch it.
I know, right?
It's
No one.
better than the crap that 90 Day Fiance is TLC's putting in our faces.
That's true too. And the girls
Yeah.
are beautiful, like Gina said. The girls on there are beautiful women.
Yeah, like if we weren't such established 90 Day Fiance influencers, that would definitely be the move. If you're starting out and you want to be like Shabooty 2.0, I feel like doing Love Island content creation might be a good place to start.
Right.
Yeah, I think it would be. But yeah, I
Because
don't.
it is real popular.
I just don't know if we have the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't we do 4 podcasts last week?
I don't remember, but I just remember was it last week where I did like
The Thursday one.
Thursday,
Yeah.
Friday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know if we can make time for it because it's such a big.
Well, with this new show that's coming up, we don't want to see anybody on it. So we can, when we do the Fridays, we can short 90 days and just do Hunt for Love. Because who wants to see Lauren and Alexi? Who wants to see all this other
I
bullshit
do want to see
people?
I do want to see Gino, but
Those are the only one. That's the only person I want to see too. Gino, Matt, and the J Canal. That's it.
yeah,
That's all the drama that I want to see. I don't want to see everybody else.
Yeah, that's true.
sure.
I'm not
I'm
invested.
nosy. I want to see what they're all up to.
Yeah, but
That's
it's going to
just
be
how I am.
boring.
I'm so nosy. Once I see, and then I'm like, okay, they're same shit, different day. Then I'm done with
Well,
them.
I do want to watch how the Cara and Guillermo thing ends up because
Yeah.
we know what happened, but we don't
Yes.
know what happened. So I am curious to see how they all fell apart, and what
Mhm.
specifically did to piss her off and push her over the edge. So I'm curious about that. But you're right, everybody else. I'm not invested. I don't care about Lauren and Alexi. I don't care about Elizabeth and Andre. Like you're right. I'm not invested. So we can shift that time that we would use for that show to something else. Like you're right. We could do that.
Yeah.
But that's not up to me. That's up to the boss.
Yeah, we'll have to run that by
Sure.
corporate and let you guys know.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we could give it like a 20-minute segment or something.
Yeah, well, we'll figure it out. But we also like, for example, tonight's episode, we like buzzed through our 90-day topics, but then we had like really hilarious. Thank you, Gina, for the really hilarious strip club reviews. So
Yes,
we always fill it in, supplement it with like other things.
right.
Yeah, that's true. We can produce a good podcast regardless of
With no content behind it.
regardless
That's
of the
right.
theme, which is good because some people can't do that. Without content, they're not funny. I
Mhm.
feel like content or not, we can still produce a decent show.
I swear
Because
to
it
God,
flows, it's natural.
last week I laughed so hard listening at the playback. I'm laughing so hard at it last week from the stupid bar, or like 2 weeks ago, whatever the
The
barn
barn one.
was. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, I think I was listening to that part while I was trying to eat food, and then I almost like choked on my food.
It was fun. It was fun. And I think the mouse ear is gonna be one of the classics too. I know when I hear the playback, it's gonna be better than what I remember. So yeah, I think it's
No, the reviews that make me laugh the hardest in the playback are the ones that I can't read without laughing myself, and I interrupt myself.
Yeah, that was funny. I've never heard you laugh so much, Shabooty. That was hilarious.
That's because I was sober, I guess. I don't know.
No, they were extra descriptive tonight, though. The words, the descripting words were really good. Like I felt like I was there. I was seeing those gargantuan creatures.
Yeah, that one was very majestic.
It was amazing. So I was like, I know when we hear it back, I'm gonna laugh because I just know. Because I love when people tell me a story and then I start envisioning the story. So I was like, ooh.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, since we did such an amazing show, we should end it while things are good, so we have a nice tight show. You know, tight as a mouse's ear. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So let's end it there. All right, everyone.
All
Have
right.
a great night,
All right.
everybody.
Thank you,
Aren't you
everyone,
going to
for
do your
listening.
outro?
Yeah, no, I am. Thank you, everyone, for listening to 90 Day Fiance Fridays on
On a Friday.
Peace out.
Peace out,
Good night,
everybody.
guys.